Hello everyone, welcome to the last day of week 2 of the GXPC Championship Tournament. Hi, my name is Bluth and with me is I have Quasars as my color caster today. We have Phoenix Rising versus Full Sin Gaming as our first of 2 games being streamed tonight. Des, how are you?
I'm fine, how are you?
I am doing fantastic. We should be getting the champ select momentarily, everyone. Currently, Phoenix Rising is just getting their last player on shortly. And then right after that, we should be heading directly into champ select. There should be no pro draft, I believe, so far. None teams have voted for it, so it'll be normal champ select today. Yes. Alright, so on the side of Full Sin Gaming, in the top lane we have Momento. In the jungle we have Left Hook Larry. In the mid lane we have Chris Meister. As AD carry you have Snipette, and as support you have Phoenix. And the top lane for the side of Full Sin Gaming you have Lifa Freeze. I believe that's how you say it. I think it's their jungler's missing. I'm pretty sure, so I don't know who jungler is. Their mid laner is Kaz64. Their AD carry is Nutrix, and their support is Canadian Champ. And that's the rosters for both sides. Still waiting on the jungler for the side of Phoenix Rising.
Yeah, no, Folsom Gaming is going to be blue side as we get into this game, and Phoenix Rising will be on the red side.
Alright, it looks like he finally got in here, so we should be getting champ select momentarily here for everyone.
We're just waiting on ready checks.
Alright, Quasars, who do you think's gonna win this series?
I know that Phoenix Rising has been doing really well recently. I haven't really casted or watched very many games with Folsom Gaming, so I'm gonna have to kind of veer towards the side of Phoenix Rising on this one. Just because I know they've improved a lot since they last played Purple Cobras, and they've been doing really well in all the series that they played. They've been putting up fights and winning most of them. So I think that their communication has improved a lot. So.
Yeah, and I know for the side, I'm pretty sure FSG has a sub today, an E-sub on their team. I think that's who their jungler is an E-sub. I'm pretty sure I saw something like that earlier. On the side of Phoenix Rising, I know a lot, at least from last time I cast them, a lot of their games seem to come down to early game pressure. And for the side of FSG is their early game pressure, and their jungler Left Hook Larry. He seemed to be super dominant in the early game and getting his team leads and stuff. Fortunately, they lost their last series, but he still looked really good in the jungle, and I expect the same performance from him. So I'm thinking in this matchup, if FSG gets the same jungle pressure at the beginning, like they did last time from the jungler, I think they can win this series, but I think it'll be 2-1. FSGD, so I think it'll be close. So bans on the side. So in Karg and Phoenix Rising ban Rengar and Anivia. Last ban of Phase 1 for FSG will be the Jhin.
Yeah, Nutrix does really well on his Gen, I've noticed. He completely dominated the last game that I casted. I believe they were against Impulse.
I believe you casted that game with me, and yes, that Jhin is really good when it is in his hands. He seems to do pretty well, dominate throughout the whole game. FSG with an Aatrox hover as their first pick, and they are going to go ahead and lock the Aatrox. Kind of falling out of priority lately, but is still extremely good top laner. I think a lot of people have just been able to figure out counters for the Aatrox, so it's not as dominant, but it's still really good, especially when it gets ahead. for the side of Phoenix Rising. With time ticking down, they are going to elect to go Lee Sin first. Super early aggressive jungler on that side. A couple hovers here over the Nasus and Teemo, and now the Rakan, which seems more likely than the other two picks. With little time left on the clock ticking down here, it looks like it is going to be, no, it is actually going to be the Ornn pickup in the top lane. So a lot engage and disengage, a beefy front line for the side of Phoenix Rising. Varus almost instantly locked by the side of Full Send and Thresh, so they have elected to go with their bot lane and their second rotation here.
Yeah, I actually like the Varus Thresh combo in the bot lane. I think it's pretty solid. So hopefully they can make it work on the side of Full Swing Gaming.
Yeah, and the Morgana counterpicked going into that bot lane, I assume into the Thresh. Tends to do pretty well. It stops a lot of what Thresh likes, is looking to do. As we go into phase 2 bans. First ban is going to be Pantheon. I actually really like that ban. Last time I saw Left Hook Larry on it, he absolutely dominated White Lotus on that pick. So I really like that ban.
Yeah, Pantheon could be very scary, especially in the jungle. So I don't disagree with that at all.
Alright, so I have been informed that I was wrong about my statement earlier. Phoenix Rising doesn't have an E-sub, but Phoenix Rising, FSG don't have phase 2 bans.
So we're gonna wait out this timer, but the last ban on the side of Phoenix Rising is Swain. Swain is also very scary, so his lane sustain is it can be really tough laning against him just because of the amount of sustain he has. So good ban on their part. Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, just a lot of overall just team fight ability with the Swain. He has the pick. Gets beefy, especially after Rod and Zanya's, and does a lot of damage. Kaisa picked up for the side of Phoenix Rising. Kaisa's one of my favorite AD carries. I love her, and she's starting to make a comeback a little bit with the new Stormracer build. It's really good on her. You get Q and E upgrades with 2 items, and it feels super good. And Kaisa can scale really well throughout the game, so I really like that pickup. FSU going to elect for an assassin in the jungle, going with Kha'Zix.
Yeah, Kha'Zix is pretty scary as well. Like, he goes invisible, he jumps out of bushes at you, and like mid to late game, he can one shot your AD carry, your support if it's not a tank support. So.
And Syndra is what's going to be elected for the mid lane as FSG rounds out their composition. A mid lane counter pick coming in here for Phoenix Rising. Last time I saw Kaz play, he did play Zed. And there's the Zed hover into the immobile mage. And yes, the Zed will be locked in again. I'm super excited to see this. Last time he played it, he performed super well on it, dropped like 15, 16 kills in his game. Was able to punish the enemy really hard into a similar matchup, Zed into immobile mage. All of his rooms worked out really well. And Left Hook Larry, who I talked about pretty highly earlier, on a super aggressive jungler. Last time he was pulling out stuff like the Volley Bearer. I do like the Kha'Zix for, from what I've seen, super aggressive, early aggro, trying to carry his team a little bit. And I think Kha'Zix allows you to do that more than something like a Volley Bear would. So I really like that pickup for them. But that side of FSG is lacking a little bit of a front line, but they do have a whole lot of back end damage on that team. The side of Phoenix Rising more standard. They do have the front line. They do have some peel. The typical 80 carry pick, assassin mid lane. So I think this game's going to be interesting. I think a lot of this is going to weigh definitely in like the first 15 minutes and see what junglers can do on the map and see if Zed can get rolling in the mid lane or get some good roams off. I
Yeah,
think for oh sorry.
no, I was just gonna say I think that Varus is gonna have like a little bit of a difficult time in the bot lane. Just if like the Zed decides to roam and Kasai, she does a lot of damage as well. And the Morgana Q, if he gets caught, then he's not gonna have a fun time. So he needs to be like careful of the Morgana Q, and his Thresh needs to be sure he's maintaining vision in the river, just so they can watch for those Zed roams.
Uh, yeah, I completely agree. I do think this Varus is gonna have a tough time. There's a lot of dive and a lot of engage and very immobile mid laner and 80 carry for the side of FSG. So it seems like they're going to probably have a difficult time this game with Ornn, Ulti, and Zed and Kaisa and Morgana. Actually, the entire team of Phoenix Rising being in your face, trying to get in your face at all times during the game. So and they're very mobile 80 carry and mid laner. So I like to see how these play out.
Yeah, I'd also like to point out that Phoenix Rising has a lot of AD. So that can prove to be a little bit problematic for them when they're going into the mid and late game. If FSG decides to go ahead and build armor like you'd expect them to, unless Morgana goes like full AP, which I highly doubt, then they're just not going to be doing too much damage with all the armor builds on the side of Full Sync Gaming.
Yeah, they do have the full AD team in terms of what most of their damage is outputting, but also on the side of FSG, there isn't a real tank there. I mean, I guess Aatrox can build like Bruiser, you're tanky, but I mean, that's not going to be till way later, at least 2 or 3 items, and he's going to start building like some armor and stuff. And Ninja Tabbies is something that you should probably go, but like isn't going to help that much in the long run. So I mean, I don't think full AD is that big of a deal going into this game. Also, I think right now is where we have to run our ad from our sponsor real quick. We will get back to you guys once the game has started and loaded up. Thank you for watching.
My name is Tim Borseth, and I own and operate Games XP in Decorah, Iowa. Games XP is a geek paradise. We carry everything from Pong and Atari all the way to Xbox One and PS4, and all the games that would go with those consoles as well. We also carry a ton of movies. We have handheld games. We have Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon. We have D&D and Pathfinder. We carry Warhammer 40K. We have a vintage Star Wars selection. This place is great. My wife and I have had 6 kids, and they are so much fun to work with here at the store. They run the store as much as I do.
And we now repair cell phones, game consoles, computers, and small electronics.
Our store is instant fun. Not only is there cool music and cool stuff to look at, but we have a game room that is so much fun. It's free to play, and you just plug in your game system and enjoy life. The Game XP motto is bringing joy to people's lives through our products, people, and a place to play. So you have got to come to Decorah, Iowa, and check out Games XP and experience this geek gaming paradise.
Hello everyone, welcome back to game 1 of Full Sin Gaming versus Phoenix Rising. Sorry, we had a little technical difficulty there, but we are finally back into game 1 here. A lot of pings down on the side of Phoenix Rising, look like some cheeky level 1 strat they're going for here, and the side of Full Sin is also, there might be a level 1 fight here as they are stacked up. Oh yeah, here it is. The fight goes down. Morgana's chunked out super early. A hook comes through. A lot of damage onto the Thresh, but he will survive. A lot of flashes blown early. As the Q lands from Varus. Just a lot of damage traded back and forth. No first blood taken, and the flash from Thresh and Ornn are both blown.
Yeah, so it looks like Thresh and Ornn flashed in that little ordeal that they had there. But those were the only summoners that were burned. So
Yeah, it looks like nothing else coming out early. Both junglers are looking to start on the bot side of the map for their level 1. A few interesting things. Aatrox brought Electrocute this game and not something like Grass or Comet like we usually see. Varus went Comet and Inspiration, so I assume he's doing something like Lethality Varus. Usually when you see that, you go Teleport, not Heal, but it shouldn't be that big of a deal. As we should see Aatrox be able to pressure this lane early, as that's quite a bit of damage onto the Ornn early. Finding misses in the bot lane there. This bot lane is probably going to be a lot of farming. As I say that, Morgana gets hit by a hook and takes quite a bit of damage back.
and just the normal bot lane boops going back and forth.
Mid lane, Syndra should probably have the first few levels pretty early to herself, but about level 3, Zed can, level 3 and 4, Zed can start looking for those all-in plays and chunks of damage.
It looks like Aatrox giving Ornn a little bit of a tough time top lane. Hopefully, he'll be able to back soon, get his cloth armor, and maybe stop some of that damage from coming in on the side of Aatrox.
Yeah, a lot of pressure on the top side of the map early for the Aatrox. And for the bot side of the FSG as well, as they got their wave shoving into the tower. Good poke damage onto the Morgana with the piercing arrow.
It looks like she was forced to use a pot there as well.
Yeah, and typically with this Lethality Varus build too. So, I don't know if he's actually full committing for it, or if he just has Comet for lane priority, but I usually go Corrupting Potion into lane with the biscuits. So you basically have infinite sustain and you can keep poking and poking in the lane and stuff. So that's at least what I've seen. Come out. But not really a whole lot of action early from anyone really. No kills being threatened. Jungles haven't really tried to do anything. Maybe some on the top side here is left hook Larry might be looking at this Ornn. Yeah, pings down into the top side and mid. It looks like there's going to be ganks from both teams coming down here. This is a big wave. As Lee Sin's in the melee, digs the Warhawk. That's a lot of damage as Resonating Strike connects. Ignite is down and is just barely enough damage with the last tick of Ignite. First blood goes to the Zed in the side of Phoenix Rising. That was a really good gank there. Hook just misses. Oh, and it looks like we have jungler and jungler action. Kha'Zix gets the electrocute proc off a lot. Early damage. The Aatrox is here. Resting Strike does land, but it doesn't matter. That was a kill for Kha'Zix. Zed is roaming up. A lot of damage down. Ornn is here trying to trade a kill back, and Ornn just taking a lot of damage. Zed is on his way. Is level 5. Flash is up. And it looks like they're just deciding to back off the play. Oh, buying does land on the boss side. W from Kaisa also lands. Varus taking a large chunk of damage, already using all of his pots and biscuits that he had.
Yeah, it looks like both teams are trading really well. They're even in gold, even in kills. Um, so no team's really behind at this point, even though there's a lot of fighting that's been going on, especially like for early game at least. We're only 5 minutes in.
Yeah, and I also like to point out, I feel like it's pretty important that both the assassins on each team got the early kills in here. So it should be make for interesting later mid games here if these assassins start rolling. Syndra with first back goes blasting on, doesn't not really respecting the Zed. I feel like she should probably save more defensively there. Especially after Zed does get first blood and is level 6 now. Lee Sin is right around the corner at Raptors.
Yeah, Lee Sin's getting a little bit of counter jungling on left hook Larry.
Yeah, it is. Lee Sin is spotted out. The hook lands. The lantern is thrown out. Resonating Strike lands. Zed is here. It's a lot of damage on Lee Sin. Doesn't matter. And he is actually going to burn through Ignite as he is down left. Oh, sorry. Kaz is going to have to flash away. Doesn't even use ulti to try to trade back. It's another good kill for the side of FSG. They're second in the game.
And we see a lot of trades trying to happen bot lane, but Morgana's just not landing a lot for binding, so.
Yeah, and it looks like they're actually getting a little aggressive. Another binding does whiff here. As Vars is going this lethality build, binding serrated Dirk on his first back. Hook just missed. As it looks like they want to go forward. Binding just misses. That's
Nice
a lot of damage.
sidestep.
Traded back onto the Kaisa. Oh, big train top side here. As it looks like with that chain vest, Orin's actually going to kind of make it an evenish trade. Not doing a lot of damage. Oh, left hook Larry though is invading on the top side. Might get a fight there in the jungle. Both mid laners are roaming up to that red buff. As it looks like it was just given up by the side of Phoenix Rising. Ooh, a lot of damage coming from the Aatrox now as all 3 Qs landed in that exchange this time. No real advantages is resting. Strike lands, the kick comes out from Lee. Syndra is there as Kha'Zix decides he wants to take that trade as he picks up his second kill of the game. Lee Sin just not having the burst there as he is now 0-3.
Yeah, if you want to fight Kha'Zix in the jungle, you gotta make sure that there's no bushes around, which is a really hard thing to do.
Yeah, there's just a lot of isolation damage coming out from the Kha'Zix there. Being able to trade that back pretty easily for himself. This looks like the all-in of Vars might be here. Binding is flashed away. Teleport is coming down there as it looks like at full sin. Once this hook is flashed and not pick up land, Soul Shackles does come out. That's a flash forward from Momentum as he's going to pop World Hinder. As such, he's going to pick up his second kill and he wants to keep going. Lee Sin is here. Resting Strike does land. Resurrection is going to come through. Zed is here. Deathmark onto Thresh as that is not enough damage. I feel like Deathmark is popped and that will not be able to pick up a kill as Ignite was used there. A lot of action happening in this bot lane, but only the 1 kill traded in that exchange there.
Yeah, Phoenix Rising is doing a really good job of just like not giving up free kills. So they're either trying to trade or trying to back out before they can give up too many kills.
Yeah, it looks like first Drake of the game, it looks to be Phoenix Risings, as they did see the back timers go through, and Cloud Drake is going to go to the side of Phoenix Rising. First Drake picked up in this game at 10.5 minutes almost. Things seem to settle down on the rift a little bit. Throughout the first 10, almost 11 minutes of this game, Philison is only up about 700 gold. No towers seem to be close to dropping so far, as this seems to be a slower pace game so far. Blue buff exchange going to go to the Syndra. See, binding does land, just trying to get some control of the jungle for themselves.
Yeah, both supports are trying to, maintain vision in the river.
It looks like there's gonna be a fine topside here. Kha'Zix is here. He does ulti to get there. Oranhorn does come out, does knock out 2. Lee Sin is here. Zed is roaming up, I think, with that exchange of the orange flash. Oh, all in onto Kha'Zix here. Everything lands, as that's a kill picked up for the Varus. That's good for the side of FSG, realizing the Morgana stepped out lane for a moment. Black Shield just wasn't there for him. Oh, Syndra might be in trouble here. Ooh. Auto attack canceled from the Zed. So that seemed like that was a lot of damage that was missed out there.
FSG is getting a lot of picks off, so that's gonna hurt Phoenix later on in the game. If they don't start to step it up and return those picks.
Yeah, and Chris Meister on this Syndra is doing a pretty good job for himself. Zed hasn't gone out of control. Roams haven't really worked. Is still ahead in the CS department. So is doing a good job for himself, being able to stay safe in that lane. Ornn playing pretty aggressive. Kha'Zix is on this top side. Aatrox is coming to the lane. This looks like it's going to be a gank tip for the side of FSG. As Aatrox is going to pop ulti, and he's just going forward. The first knockup lands. The second one just misses. And the chains are going to connect, and that is a kill for Momento. His first of this game.
Yeah, it looks like Kasai and Morgana are headed back down bot lane, and Lee Sin's trying to set up for gank in mid.
Yeah, but no teleport on that Ornn. This might be first tower of the game in this top side here. There's a lot of damage going down, and that should be first tower blood, sorry, going over the side of FFG, as Kha'Zix is going to give all that solo gold to his Aatrox. Lee Sin is here, doing a little counter jungling. Might get a dive into this bot side here. Everything is up, but for the spot lane of Phoenix Rising, but all sums up for FSG as well. Resonating Strike does miss, and so does the Binding. So it looks like Lee Sin decides to abort that mission, go back up river. Syndra is pushed out pretty far here. Kaz does have everything. Is going for Lee Sin. Is here. Kick flash does land. A lot of damage going down. Deathmark coming through. Has not quite used Ignite. Yes, that's a lot of damage traded back. As Chris is actually going to live there. Barely. Kaz did not drop the Ignite down. Thought he had enough damage, but did not go through.
Yeah, that was a really good barrier for Syndra there. And meanwhile, Aatrox and Kha'Zix went ahead and grabbed Rift Herald.
Yeah, so
While that
overall,
was going on, it went over to Kha'Zix, so I'm sure he's going to be looking to drop
might
that.
be in a lot of trouble here. As I say that, he actually decides to one-shot Morgana. Things going bad, the worst for side Phoenix Rising here.
I did mention earlier that Phoenix
Ooh,
Rising.
flash forward from both bot laners, catching Kai'Sa slipping. As that's another kill for the Varus. That is great coordination from the Dark Star bot lane.
Ouchie.
We might have some more picks here. Ornn actually went to start this one off as he teleported down. Varus dropping super low, but a great scatter weak by Syndra to save his life as Lee Sin drops. This Varus is actually going to stay alive, and Chris picks up his first kill of the game. His bot lane siege is going down. Rift Herald is popped, and Tier 1 does not seem to be alive for much longer. So they're going to Ornn as he takes a lot of damage, half HP. And Ocean Drag is up, and it looks like that's what side of FSG has their sights on. This next Drake, as Hook does land onto Thresh. He does go over the wall. No Lantern yet. Aatrox is over the wall, and that's a lot of damage on Morgana. Ignite drop, but Kai'Sa picks up her first of the game as Aatrox does a ton of damage to this Ornn. Kai'Sa's still alive, firing away, has to flash away. Low health bars on the Morgana and Ornn as they're going to be able to walk away. Zed is coming in though, does miss. Resonating Strike also misses. Deathmark goes down on the Kha'Zix. He's going to leap away, and Kai'Sa picks up 2 this game. As the chase is still on. Killer Instinct is down and cannot follow up. As this looks like it's going to be Phoenix Rising second Drake of the game. Overstay from the side of Full Send. They got a little greedy for more and couldn't execute. Resonating Strike lands. That's a lot of damage. Varus ulti goes down. Trying to trade some damage back, but that's a lot of damage from that Lee Sin. No kick was available yet for him at the time, unfortunately. As Aatrox might be looking for a pick onto this Kai'Sa. Ulti is burned, and it seems like the first knockup missed. Second one misses. Chains are down, and the Kai'Sa deleted once again, as that's her 3rd death of the game. Aatrox picking up his 3rd kill.
Yeah, after so many reworks, it's really hard to keep up with what he does, but one thing he still does is a lot of burst damage.
Hook just misses onto the Morgana there. As the side of Full Sin is already up almost 4k gold lead in less than 20 minutes here. Oh, Lee Sin takes the hook, and he's not going to be here much longer as Chris Meister picks up 2nd kill of the game with his Scatter of the Week.
Oh, Binding lands.
Yeah, this Phoenix Rising team is falling really far behind early, and this is a team with, especially with the Zed mid lane, that and Lee Sin, who does fall off the later this game goes, doesn't seem like they have a lot of comeback tools in their kit, and this game's getting out of hand pretty early. You know, is just under 4k gold lead. It isn't impossible to come back. It's just getting more and more difficult. Looking for a pick onto Chris. Binding just barely lands. Horn coming out. Lantern get him out to safety though. As a wasted ulti from the Ornn here. Another Binding does land to Aatrox. Thresh. Hook does land a lot of damage on Morgana from that piercing arrow. Ooh. Alright, let's see if this, as this tier 1 mid lane tower siege is still going on. Aatrox almost soloing Lee Sin on the side there, barely escaping, less than 100 HP. As we are in the ARAM stages of this game here. Mid lane tower almost going down. And it should be on this push as the side Phoenix Rising are just giving it up. This time as all tier 1s are down 3 towers to nothing. Oh, Aatrox go for a lot of chip damage on that Kai'Sa. Morgana also getting pretty low herself. Hook does land onto Ornn. Ornn ulti does come outside. Varus ulti as the chains land. Chrismeister, 3rd kill this game. As it looks like they're just going to pick up another tower grouped up there. Oh, flash forward from the Aatrox as he was kicked away. Black Shields there. Big scatter the weak from the Syndra's. Memento is just in the base causing havoc. Is resurrecting. Kha'Zix is here. Deathmark does go down. That is a lot of damage on this Kha'Zix, but he will live through. Deathmark does get another hop. So Morgana's able to trade that kill. Scatter the weak. Chris picks up his 4th. As that was a 4-for-1. Morgana looks like she might be in trouble, but good binding, and Thresh does lose his life. A little overstepping on that turret.
Yeah, I did mention earlier that when FSG and Phoenix Rising were fighting, Phoenix Rising was very careful not to give up too many kills. They give up maybe 1 per team fight, or at least trade evenly. But even then, that's enough to, you know, give the lead over to FSG just by giving them 1 kill when you're not getting anything in return, like 2 or 3 fights. So I think that early lead definitely contributed to them getting, you know, 8k ahead in gold, almost. Or sorry, 7.
Yeah, this is a new Aatrox that I've seen. Storm Razor, 2nd item for Memento. As he's feeling very confident this game. 4-0 and 4 on the Aatrox. Oh. Next, as Dragon comes up in 35 minutes, and Baron is of those look like to be next 2 objectives on this map. As Full Send does have currently all the vision control in the Baron pit. Isn't the fastest Baron taking team, especially with lethality Varus and attack speed Varus. So it would be a little trickier for him to do it. So it looks like there might be a collapse on the Aatrox here. Now just clearing out some vision for the side of Phoenix Rising.
Yeah, Phoenix Rising has really good vision control in their jungle, but they don't have any on objectives. So FSG is gonna kind of benefit off of that because, you know, you can't contest what you don't know is going on the map.
Yeah, and saying that, if FSG will pick up their first Drake of the game is Ocean. Phoenix Rising trying to do what they can for vision control in the Baron area. Do have a ward outside, and inside of the pit will get spotted out by this control ward though. And just like that, they've lost all their vision control here. Thresh looking for a pick, gets caught up with a binding hook, barely misses. Zed is in the bot lane roaming up here. Looks like top tier 2 is what's next in mind for this FSG team, who is super far ahead. Binding does land on Syndra. Scatter the weak hits 2. Lantern does take him over. Lee Sin in the front of all of FSG as he's going to eat the Syndra ulti. Does go down. Thresh and Syndra both pick up a kill as Morgana went in with Flash and also died. Ornhorn just maybe they'll get some wave clear in, but Aatrox in this back line doing all kinds of damage. Does pop ulti, is going super low, but Zed does get one. Deathmark drops down, might be able to get a second here. Deathmark will pick up his second kill here, as he does pick up a triple kill with no minions there for the side of FSG overstepping. Getting punished. Killer Instinct though comes out for the Kaisa, does pick one up here. Kha'Zix though looks like it's gonna be next, as that is an ace for the side of Phoenix Rising. And yes, as we watch, it wasn't Forrest inting in that last fight. He did DC during that fight, but you can't pause during combat, as that's super unfortunate, as this might be the huge momentum shift that Phoenix Rising needed, as they are on Baron. Baron dropping low, there's no way to contest this, as with that Kaisa shredding, that Baron is going to be easy, as that what was about almost 8k gold lead has now dropped to 4. So the side of Phoenix Rising just got a lot of gold back on the map, and a lot of shutdown gold too for their members.
Yeah, and this is the point in the game where Kasai can start to be a really big problem if she's not focused. So they not only need to start worrying about her, but the Zed as well.
Yes, I was able to pick triple kill there up on the overstay from the side of FSG there, and Kaisa almost hitting 3 items is going to be a huge problem soon. But still, 3k, 3.5k gold up this FSG team is. They still, are the ones ahead, still have, most of the kills in this game. Do have 4 towers to nothing. So, I mean, they still are ahead in this game. So, they're certainly not out of this yet, but this game just became very close very fast.
Yeah, Phoenix Rising has definitely closed some of the gap that they had. So now they could start to, at least go even in team fights instead of falling really far behind like they have been.
Yeah, and with Baron, let's see if they can try to maybe knock down their first tower of the game for themselves, as FSG looks like they're setting up some cheeky bait in the jungle. Ornn is going to be the one who takes it. Hook does land. Scour of the Week comes through. He has stunned around Flay that, but he is a very tanky Ornn and does not take that much damage. And he has Warmog, so he'll be, topped off in no time here. He's already full of health.
Yeah, and again, Phoenix Rising does have that vision in their jungle, but they're not really going for vision on the objectives, and Dragon's up in a minute.
Yeah, and it looks like Lee Sin will be able to pick up the first tower for her side of Phoenix Rising. Chipping away at that gold lead little by little. Yeah, and the later this game goes, I mean, Kai'Sa's at 3 items now. Very scary Kaisa. Runon's Hurricanes for more team fight power now, and she's going to be able to output a lot of damage. She does have Q and E upgrade too as well. Very mobile and very dangerous at this point in the game. Ocean is up, is the 3rd Ocean Drake of this game. At 4th Dragon overall, and we might see a fight here as both teams are trying to get some sort of vision control inside the Dragon area. Aatrox is top lane, does have teleport. Varus trying to get priority in that mid lane, as bot lane is also being sieged by a side of Phoenix Rising. As that is the second drag this game, but Morgana has to flash away from the Kha'Zix, who hops forward. Redemption is down, kick back, and that is a dead bug as he does go down. But onto Zed, he does take a lot of damage from this Darkstar bot lane as Death Mark is on to Syndra. Everything seems to whiff though. Ornhorn does come out as Kaisa is going forward. Soul Shackle's down onto the Thresh. Heal is down as Kaisa is going to be able to pick up her 6th of the game. Ooh, W just misses. She still has Killer Instinct down as that is a 2-for-0 trade. Aatrox is, did cancel his teleport there, but is still pushing this top lane inhibitor tower as he's going to be met by Zed and the Lee Sin. That is a lot of damage coming out, and he actually destroys Kaz on that Zed as he is looking for Lee Sin. He has, oh my gosh. I believe he had ulti there and just didn't use it. But that is a lot of damage onto that top tier turret. And does pick up the kill in the 1v2 there.
Yeah, and now that Kasai has built her items that she needs, that might be what Phoenix Rising needs to kind of, close that gap even more. They're only about 3k behind now in gold, so
Yeah,
I think they're more than capable of being caught up.
Yeah, and the problem as we continue this game is, you don't really have the consistent output damage to kill Ornn right now, and Kaisa is getting bigger and bigger as this game goes, and you really don't have the lockdown CC unless Varus ulti hits really to keep her down. I'm pretty sure she's building Infinity Edge next as her 4th item, and if she gets there, she's going to be super scary for this FSG team to deal with. But not the best sieging team though for the side of Phoenix Rising. No real range for them. So it's going to be very hard to siege these turrets into, the Varus and the Syndra. As it looks like they're roaming through the red side of Phoenix Rising, looking for vision, looking for picks. I think Phoenix Rising notices this. Thresh sees them. They do have priority on this top side, but nothing in the mid lane as the hook just misses. This Kha'Zix goes invisible, look for a pick on Morg, does not find it. Lee Sin is knocking down this mid tier 1 tower, but all of FSG want this top lane tower as it is super low. Call of the Forge God is out. It does connect the Kha'Zix, so that's a lot of damage. Scatter the weak force in the back. Zed, Death Mark into the back. Zanya is put out. Soul Shackles is down. This is Aatrox in the middle of it all going nuts as that's a double kill. Chris being able to pick one up for himself. Lee Sin finally here does trade one as Varus gets his 3rd of the game as Lee getting a double kill, but shouldn't be able to live much longer. Hook just misses. Piercing arrow does go down. Aatrox knockup misses to everything. Misses on Lee as he is able to trade 2 kills back in this 4-for-2. But this with long death timers, this might be game as it's Lee Sin as the hook does land. And he is onto the Varus, does quite a bit of damage. Shackles do connect as Varus is going to pick up another one for himself. As some late game shot calling might pick up FSG this game 1 victory as both towers are down, but ooh, they do not decide to go for a Nexus as Kaisa and Morgana are up. Ooh, W miss. Killer Instinct not going to be found. Finding misses as this Darkstar bot lane is going to be able to run for their lives. Baron is up on the map. They do have priority for the side of Phoenix Rising in the bot lane. It's a huge wave.
Yeah, the fact that the Aatrox was able to jump on the Kasai almost immediately when that team fight started, definitely like secured the win for the team fight on the side of FSG.
Yeah, as Aatrox does have teleport up, there is no teleport for the side of Phoenix Rising though. As Aatrox is going to have priority in the split push. Zed looking for a pick. I think he has spotted the bug out. Does have Death Mark. Is going to look for it. Oh, misses the combo. Death Mark does go down. Kha'Zix's able to run away. So that's not as much damage as Kaz would like. As left hook Larry is going to get out with his life red buff transfer over to the Varus. Just clearing vision out. Phoenix Rising doesn't really have any wards in the Baron Pit. Aatrox is going to have full side lane pressure here with the teleport. Orange teleport is just coming up now. As Aatrox is now huge 4 items, just picked up Guardian Angel on his last back. Has another Jarm's Fish, is level 18. 322 CS. He is very big in this game, very hard to stop right now. As it looks like the side of Phoenix Rising is just going to leave Aatrox side lane. They might just look to force a fight here around the Baron. I don't really like this. No one's contesting this Aatrox, and as long as you leave him up there, the side of FSG don't have to do anything. They don't have to be the ones to force anything. It's just
Looks like Orin went back to try to stop them, but
yeah, his tower takes half his HP. As Baron is still threatening. Moment ago, the side of Phoenix Rising caught back up nearly in gold, and now it's back to almost a 7k gold lead again. It's a hop forward from Kha'Zix onto Lee Sin. A lot of damage. Zed is finding Syndra. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. Ignite is down. Deathmark is up. Barrier does come through. Zed will pick that one up, but a lot of damage traded back as he does go down to Varus. Just 1-for-1. Also, Elder Dragon is now on the map as long with the Baron. They have Aatrox soloing it. Oh, Kaisa caught by the hook. Flay does come down. She is going to have to flash away for her life, as the Elder Dragon is still being burned down by Aatrox. This Lee Sin is here. He is spotted out. It is dropped below 4k here, and dropping it's under 3k. Shackles connect. Bars ulti does land, and it looks like they will be able to pick up him and pick up this Elder Dragon with no smite on the map. 2 are down, and this could also be a Baron chance for the side of FSG as well to end this game.
yeah, unfortunately they had to back and clear out the minions in their base, so this is a great opportunity for FSG to go and get that Baron.
Yeah, with Baron and Elder buffs and no smite on the map, this Baron is looking pretty free for the side of FSG. Morgana coming over the wall, but that's a lot of damage from this Aatrox onto her. Soul Shackles comes out. Aatrox still going for it. Kaisa is there with Killer Instinct. Aatrox is taking a lot of damage, does get his ulti off. He is being resurrected. Lantern is down, is able to pick it up, but Kaisa picks that one up. Baron is picked up though by the Kha'Zix as he hops over the ball, and he finds Kaisa. Kaisa is down as Orin is left by himself in a 1v3. Oh, Kha'Zix able to actually find 2. Varus getting able to pick up the 3rd member of Phoenix Rising, as this is a 3-for-1 trade. Baron and Elder buffs for the side of FSG, and they should be able to end this game pretty handily from this point. Kha'Zix is hopping forward. That is quite a bit of damage on Lee Sin. He is tanking tower. Resonate Strike does land. Stopwatch does come out, but stopwatch from Lee Sin as well. Kha'Zix is going to flash away. Does make it out with his life, as the first inhibitor is going to be Siege. Scout of the Week does land. Hook connects. Lee Sin dead. Var 7-1 in this game, picking up a lot of kills. Death Mark does go down. Caustic's able to hop away. Hook just barely missing, but it doesn't matter as game 1 goes over the side of Full Sin Gaming. This is a very hectic game from both teams. Slowish early game, and it just abruptly ramped up very quickly in that mid game by the side of Full Sin Gaming, who seemed to be getting all the picks, all the correct rotations that game. They did have the little slump where they allowed, Phoenix Rising get back into that, but I think a lot of that was mainly towards their ACDCing in the middle of a team fight, which was also their AD's only death that game. So I felt like that had a lot to contribute to it, gave them a lot of tempo back. But at the end, that was in that 40-minute game, it just was slow play, slow coming, but handily, easily won, it looked like, by the side of Full Sin Gaming.
Yeah, unfortunately, on the side of Phoenix Rising, they had one champion on their team that could put out consistent damage, and on the side of FSG, they had two. So I think Phoenix Rising just had a little bit too much burst damage and not enough consistent damage as opposed to FSG.
All right, after game 1, Full Sin Gaming is up 1-0. I think we're going to take a quick break as the players are getting in the champ select right now. I think we're going to take a quick 5-minute break real fast, and we'll be right back for game 2. Welcome back, everyone. we should be getting ready fairly shortly for Game 2 of Phoenix Rising and Full Send Gaming. If you missed Game 1, Full Send Gaming did win. They are up 1-0 in this best of 3.
Yeah, and in this game, Phoenix Rising is on blue side and FSG is on red side. So we're just waiting for players to give us the ready check and we'll start. But based off of last game, how do you feel that this one's gonna go?
Let's see. Looking at last game, Full Send Gaming did seem to be more coordinated with each other. A lot of the roams worked out. A lot of picks they got, especially the bot lane looked to be super coordinated with each other. Getting a lot like picks on Kaisa. Left Hook Larry was able to finally send a lot and get a lot of picks there. Aatrox popping off. So I just think Full Send Gaming was just more coordinated, more together in that game 1 than game 2, and if that just continues game, then they're going to win the series 2-0. As we are finally in the champ select, first 2 bands coming out are the Rengar and Yasuo, just like last time.
They disgrace the war.
Pantheon ban is going to come out as a second ban for Phoenix Rising.
Your judgment is clouded. Seek clarity.
Tarek ban coming out for the side of Full Send, and the Aatrox ban, which I think is a good adaptation, is going to be also banned from the side of Phoenix Rising.
My genius will be understood.
And the Jin will be banned out from the side of Phoenix Rising.
No.
Oh, sorry, FSG, my bad. We'll get there. And the Thresh is going to be picked up first for the side of Phoenix Rising. Snipe at is looking to probably get this Varus again. Did very well in his last game as well. With it, wouldn't be surprised if he just went right back to it. And the Zed being hovered, I don't think they're just going to blindly pick that. And yeah, they're going to go with the Braum. I like that pick a lot better. Braum is one of the better supports right now in the meta, so really like that pickup. So we are hovering a whole bunch of junglers here. Maybe Zoe pick up here wouldn't be too bad for the side of Phoenix Rising, but they are electing to go with the Gragas. Lately you've been seeing Gragas in the top lane and jungle, so that can be flexed between the 2 positions. And rounding out their phase 1 picks for the side of Phoenix Rising, hovering and will be picking up the Caitlyn this game. Ooh, and Nocturne locked in. Very, really like that jungler. It's kind of like the same play style as the Kha'Zix from last game, but I feel like it's a lot easier to play Nocturne and get to people as the Nocturne, so I really like this pickup here instead of Full Send. As we have phase 2 bans coming out.
Yeah,
Oh,
FSG
yeah.
doesn't have phase 2.
Yeah, FSG again doesn't have phase 2 bans. Phoenix Rising will ban the Anivia.
We're just gonna wait out this timer again. Now, I did say yesterday when we were in a personal call that I do like Thresh Caitlyn bot lane. Even though you hate it, I love that lane.
No, I didn't say I hate it. So we did argue about this. Because you're arguing about what's better, Caitlyn Thresh or Caitlyn Morg. And I 100% believe Caitlyn Morg's always been better. Because it's harder to set up the trap combo with Thresh when Morg gets so much
I'll
easier.
come back stronger.
Gangplank ban coming out for the side of Phoenix Rising is that will round out their bans. Mid laner and top laner still left for the side of FSG as they will elect to go with the Ornn this game. Ooh, and the Shin pick coming out. I'm surprised that we didn't get to see that on the side of FSG getting picked up. The Shin with the Nocturne, but Ornn is still a very good tank, good engager and disengager for the team. And with the final pick on the side of Phoenix Rising, they will pick up the Vladimir for that big AoE burst mage in the mid lane. And Chris thinking about what he's going to pick up. He does have the counter pick here. Orianna is currently being hovered right now. With just a few seconds left, Orianna will just go ahead and be locked in. So I do like that pick. You do have your own ball delivery system with Nocturne at that comp. So I really do heavily like the side of FSG for picks and bans here. Caitlyn is good. The Caitlyn Thresh lane is pretty good. I just think Braum is just the better support. I think it's better than Thresh right now. Varus is definitely I think better than Caitlyn. You really see Caitlyn a lot. Varus is things like Varus and Asher coming up like utility 80 carries like is the utility ulti does still provide a lot of damage whether he's going lethality or attack speed. Orianna is generally just a safe good control mage. Vladimir needs a lot of time to ramp and skill up and be able to do big AoE burst, and then Nocturne super aggressive jungler fits in the left hook Larry's play style, and the Ornn just for some engage and some beefiness along with the Braum here to really get the team started. And Orianna has the ball delivery system with Nocturne, but the side of Phoenix Rising do have the Shin. They do have the global presence or the double teleport presence, you can say, with the Shin. So I mean, they also have a big beefy front line. They do have the Shin, Gragas, and Thresh. Plenty of engage there. Plenty of going forward with those three champions. Caitlyn, if kept safe, can still output a lot of damage, especially at like 3 items. Vladimir, everyone knows for a fact Vladimir has huge late game damage. Depending on who he can hit in the back line, looking for that Orianna and Varus especially, and how he can get in and out of these fights. So I mean, both these teams are really good. I think I'm just favoring the side of FSG more. I think especially in this meta I think the first 15 to 20 minutes are probably the most crucial points in the game. And I think FSG comp is a lot better for that first 15-20, and I feel like especially if Nocturne gets going, this can get pretty ugly early if Phoenix Rising isn't able to just like stall out and let Vladimir scale. Because if Vladimir can't scale and get to this point where he can take over the game, and your only damage source is Caitlyn with a Nocturne and Ori Ball on Nocturne, then you're gonna have problems for the side of Phoenix Rising.
Yeah, and I do agree. I think that FSG has a much better comp opposed to Phoenix Rising. I do love the Braum pick. He's one of my favorite supports to play. Braum is daddy, so can't wait to see him get played. And you have to think about like the double knock, or well, actually, it would technically be triple. I believe Ornn ult counts as a knockup as well. But you have the Ornn ult, the Orianna ult, and the Braum ult, so it's going to be very difficult to do much of anything with those ults being used properly. On the side of Phoenix Rising, they're gonna have some issues in team fighting unless like if someone gets you know, zoned out from like the Braum ult, then that's an easy pick.
Yeah, I just think it's there's a lot of CC on both teams. I think it's very crucial on which team can be able to layer their CC the best, and I think FSG's is just easier to do that with Braum and Ornn and Ori and Nocturne and Varus, and then that whole team brings something to the table, and that starts layering, and it's a lot of it's AOE too, so it's very easy for their team to be able to get set up and dealing damage in team fights. Anyways, before we get into game 2, we got to go back to our special ad from our sponsor. I want to say hello to Miss H2O Buffaloes and Internet. So we'll be right back for game 2.
My name is Tim Borseth, and I own and operate Games XP in Decorah, Iowa. Games XP is a geek paradise. We carry everything from Pong and Atari all the way to Xbox One and PS4, and all the games that would go with those consoles as well. We also carry a ton of movies. We have handheld games. We have Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon. We have D&D and Pathfinder. We carry Warhammer 40K. We have a vintage Star Wars selection. This place is great. My wife and I have had 6 kids, and they are so much fun to work with here at the store. They run the store as much as I do.
And we now repair cell phones, game consoles, computers, and small electronics.
Our store is instant fun. Not only is there cool music and cool stuff to look at, but we have a game room that is so much fun. It's free to play, and you just plug in your game system and enjoy life. The Game XP motto is bringing joy to people's lives through our products, people, and a place to play. So you have got to come to Decorah, Iowa, and check out Games XP and experience this geek gaming paradise.
Welcome back, everyone, to Phoenix Rising and Full Sync Gaming. This is game number 2 of this best of 3. If you missed game 1, Full Sync Gaming is up 1-0. They were ahead by a big margin, I should say, and kind of slipped a little bit, but ended the game in the same way they started, pretty huge. And we might get a level 1 fight here as both teams looked at each other and kind of backing off. Having a little fun there in the middle lane with the masteries and emotes, as they're just going to back away to their respective sides of the map. It looks like this time the Nocturne, Left Hook Lair will start in his top side jungle, and it looks like the side of Phoenix Rising will be starting on the bot side of the map for the second game in a row. Like I said, Champ Select, I do think that FSG's team is a lot better than this side of Phoenix Rising's. Just, I think their CC is just more reliable and easier to hit. I think though they kind of have this wombo combo with all the knockups and stuff. So on that team, seems like the bot lane FSG is not going to delay. They will show and get this bot lane priority pretty early for themselves. And it also seems like Synap or Sinpet, I don't even know how to say his name, is making a variation. Last game he did play a lethality Varus. It seems like this time with the lethal tempo he is looking to go that attack speed Varus this game. I completely agree that he does have a bigger front line to go through than last game, so I do like that adaptation. Ooh, as Orin's getting a lot of these trades, the junglers are going to mean this level 2, as Nocturne does have the lethal tempo flash forward from Chris. Ignite is down, and he will pick up an early first blood at 2.5 minutes for the Orianna.
Ouchie.
Is it? It's Snippet? I've been informed it's Snippet, not whatever I was saying, so thanks production for that. I'd also like to point out that First Dragon is Infernal this game, so look for teams to contest for that one early.
Yeah, it does look like FSG does have vision priority around that. Well, not anymore. One of their wards just went out.
Yeah, it's 3 minutes, so pretty early to be looking for that objective, but you know, I just be looking forward to probably about the first rig was taking about 10 minutes last game, so I expect it probably maybe the same, maybe a little bit earlier this game. As the side of FSG has all priority in this bot lane right now, their top laner also winning a lot of these early trades as the Shin's already used his pot. And this Nocturne Orianna making life hard for the Gragas as he is going to get feared away. Nocturne wants to keep chasing, going to take a couple tower shots, unfortunately getting Gragas out of his own jungle. Gragas was able to pick up his blue buff, though, as he did smite it away, as his Gromp is getting invaded now, as left hook Larry is making it very hard for him this game.
A little bit of trading going on in the top lane. Yeah, Gragas can be really strong mid-late game, so I can understand why they kind of want to get him behind if possible. Like, they already got a kill off of him in the jungle, so why not go ahead and steal his camps as well?
This Gragas isn't going to take much of this bullying as he is able to pick up another camp for himself away from Nocturne. As Nocturne runs in Shin, the taunt does come through. Shield is down. Vladimir's here. Teleport is going to come out as he's going to have to flash away as the electric shoot proc does come through. A little bit back up from Orianna, and he is going to be able to walk away. Playing super greedy this Nocturne. There's Hook does land play on the 2 Caitlyn. Oh, as the shield's the wrong way from Braum, isn't able to stop a lot of that damage coming through. As it looks like this Caitlyn lane's getting their foot in the door and getting a lot of priority back in this lane that they lost early. Pings into the mid lane. Gragas, no flash. This dive does become a little harder. Orianna, no flash, no summoners, and no mana. As the body slam does come through, Ignite does come down. As the Vladimir picks up his first for his game. The mid laners both have a kill each so far in the game. A lot of faster pace in this early game, it seems like, especially from both the junglers trying to get stuff done. A lot of training in the spot lane as Braum is going to eat another hook. Ooh, Ornn ulti is coming through as it looks like Memento wants to dive. He flashes, gets the knockback. The auto isn't going to come through as it's blocked and Shin flashes away. This might be a trade kill as they kill each other in that top side. I mean, I'd say that was a good job by the Shin there to be able to outplay that one. As Braum meets another hook and is probably going to go down for this. Ignite is down, and Canadian Champ picks up one for himself.
Poor Braum.
Getting a little greedy for this Targon stacks, I feel like, and just cost him his life, as the Caitlyn lane is now getting an advantage in the CS department as well. See, Nocturne isn't quite level 6 yet. His when he hits level 6, his first ulti is gonna be super important to how this pace of this game will be going.
Yeah, both teams are seeming to be a little bit too greedy at times. Like the Orin had to trade under the tower, and Braum's like stepping up for his stacks and getting hooked by the Thresh and getting poked by the Caitlyn. So
yeah, Nocturne is level 6 now. Let's see where he decides to take his first ulti. As the only real CS lead we have is, I mean, in bot lane it's about 6. It's nothing too major. In the top lane though, Orin already up 20 CS on the Shin. Oh, his double flay is there. Lantern comes out. Hook does land onto Varus as it gets him through the flash. As Varus is trying to trade some kills back, the heal does come out. Nutrix will pick up his first ignite on the Gragas. He does burn down. Braum able to trade one back. Another hook lands, and Caitlyn will be able to pick this one up. Double kill for the Caitlyn. As this bot lane for the side of Phoenix Rising is stepping up a little more this game in the early parts of the game.
yeah, unfortunately Varus wasn't quite behind Daddy Braum's shield for that and took a little bit too much damage. So hopefully Braum can kind of step it up with his shields. Because like we saw one earlier go in the opposite direction, and then we also saw that one just not quite get in front of the Varus.
There's a lot of training in the top side. Shin is losing a lot of his life. Call of the Forge God does come out, and it does connect. Brittle and a solo kill for Memento, as he's been leaving his mark in this series. And like that, there's no Shin ulti on the map. Orin does have teleport, and first Infernal is up, and it looks like we're going to get a fight here. Society Phoenix Rising is collapsing. The hook, the flash by slam does land. Cast does go down. Shockwave on the 2 Vladimir ulti does go down. Hemo Plague is going to be his double kill for the Vladimir's. Dragon's going to be able to pick him up. Caitlyn picking up double kill in the back, dishing out a lot of damage. There's going to be a triple kill for Nutrix on this Caitlyn, and Infernal Drag for the side of Phoenix Rising, as they decided to take this game in their own hands, picking up a lot of tempo there. 5-0 on this Caitlyn. Storm Razor already complete.
Yeah, unfortunately they just weren't able to finish the stacks on Braum's passive on those players and like actually finish a target. Instead they were like rotating between them, couldn't really focus one down properly, and like they just weren't able to finish those players off. So
yeah, a lot of low health bars in the Shin ulti. Shin able to respawn in time there and get this ulti off and join the fight, I think helped a lot there. There's a good Hemo Plague from the Vladimir, and Caitlyn able to clean up the back half of that fight, outputting a lot of damage. So things are looking good for the side of Phoenix Rising, especially after that game 1. As Orin already has Frozen Fist complete, it's still heavily up in this lane. Might be getting topside here. Gragas is here to back him up, though. Fear does go down. The knockup does land for the Orin, and oh, Shin does not over a flash over though from both the Shin and the Nocturne. Orianna is here. Shockwave does come through. Chris able to pick up his second of the game. Vladimir trying to back up, but they're just he's gonna have to leave this fight. This might be another first tower for top lane. Here's no teleport for the Shin, still on cooldown for a little bit. This Caitlyn lane is getting super oppressive. She's able to easily clear these waves and siege these towers. Hook does land onto Braum, and a lot more damage now. Varus ulti does come down. Chain of Corruption does deal a lot of damage, and heal from the Varus does have to come out to keep himself alive.
Yeah, and again, unfortunately, they just couldn't get that last stack of the passive off on the Thresh to finish that kill.
Yeah, first tower, as I was saying, they go up to the top side. Caitlyn doing all kinds of damage. Ace in the hole is going to come out, and Braum, it will die here. As Caitlyn is 6-0, not respecting that damage. As tower in the bot side is going to be traded. And like I said, if Caitlyn does get ahead in this game, she can still output a lot of damage for the team. And, you know, the two members with all the kills right now are the Vladimir and the Caitlyn on that side, and that's who they need them on.
Looks like they're trying to maybe make something happen mid lane.
Yeah, Cass does come out. Doesn't really do a whole lot to the Orianna. She's able to back away. Does have kind of safe and reliable wave clear here. Braum is here. Paranoid does come out straight onto the Caitlyn. No shockwave. Yeah, shockwave on the 3, and Braum ulti right on that Glacial Fissure, but Caitlyn still has enough damage to pick up 2 here. Shin is now here in the fight as Braum's going to lose his life. Horn comes out. Doesn't matter, just a little damage. Flashes forward, not able to pick up the kill on the Caitlyn, as that was a lot invested onto Neutronix, and he still is able to live and leave the scene with 2 kills, as he is now 8-0 at 13 minutes. And it looks, and the side of Phoenix Rising will be able to pick up this mid-tier 1 tower, opening this map slowly but surely. Rift Herald is still an objective that's on the map currently. Caitlyn already sitting at 2 items for herself.
Yeah, unfortunately, FSG like has the combo. It's just right now at this point they don't really have the damage to follow up on it. So the best thing that they can do right now is just try to get picks and not participate in the team fights that Phoenix Rising is trying to force.
As we say that, you know, Shin gets picked off. Braum is going to have to. Sorry, that was Varus flash, and they do pick up the Thresh. As Varus the flash ulti there is able to pick up another one, and it looks like they're going to look at Rift Herald here as the next objective for themselves on FS3. Try to crawl back in this game a little bit. You know, Gragas is hanging around, but has no smite. Nocturne does have smite, and it looks like this could potentially still be a fight here. Orianna is zoning as best as she can, and it looks like they will pick up the Herald for himself. Cask again just whiffs.
Gragas really wants to try to get that Braum, but he can't with those 4 other people there.
Yeah, and I mean, that was a good, oh, Paranoid does come down onto the Caitlyn again. Maybe we can try to pick her up this time. That's a lot of shutdown gold for this Nocturne. Ornhorn comes down, and the left hook Larry is still alive. Hook lands onto the Ornn. Stopwatch comes out for Orianna, as she will be able to walk away too. Not a lot of mana on her when that fight started. It's another good trade for the side of FSG, sorry, as they're able to get a huge shutdown for this Nocturne. A lot of gold in his pocket from that Caitlyn. You know, they did get the Rift Herald. They have gotten some picks here in the last few minutes and kind of closing the gap of this game. I mean, this is still a big Caitlyn and a big Vladimir coming in here, so They're not out of the woods yet in this game. Second dragon though is on the map, might be contested.
Brom shield in the wrong direction again.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem like Phoenix is as comfortable on this Braum pick as he was on the Thresh last game. It is an Ocean Drake, this dragon, and no one seems to actually really looking towards it right now. Phoenix Rising does have all the vision in the area currently for the dragon. Oh, Body Slam Flash and the cast also missed. Gragas kind of just whipping everything right now as he fails to land that combo as well. Oh, and it looks like the side of FSG wants this fight. The Ornn is teleporting. Glacial Fissure does come out. The Varus ulti does land. Caitlyn's just deleted from the fight. Oh, the gold is gone from the side of Phoenix Rising as this should be a clean sweep as the Vladimir goes down. Orianna picking up a double kill for herself. As that is a 3 for 0. The side of Phoenix Rising do get the dragon, but no teleport from their top laner came out that fight, and it looks like they're able to get everything they wanted. A lot of pressure on this map. It looks like they're going to be able to take bot lane tower here. I know mid lane tower is also being sieged by Chris. So it looks like they're going to be able to pick a lot up here.
Now that FSG is starting to get their items, you can really see that this comp is actually starting to work really well for them. So they're definitely going to have a really fun time late game on the side of Phoenix Rising with dealing with this comp on the side of FSG.
Yeah, and it seems like FSG wants more as they drop Herald in the bot lane as well. Caitlyn is here. Shockwave does miss, but Paranoia comes out. And Caitlyn taken down once again. Trade 1 for 1 as Nocturne is going to pick up one on the Gragas. Vladimir is going to have to use Sanguine, pull the Flay away as Herald is still marching down this lane. As the Thresh is going to have to flash away. Hook misses, and that's a lot of damage on this tower. This might be inhibitor as Shin is just now recalling, and it's a 4v2 right now. And this is a free inhibitor at 18, almost 19 minutes. Ornn going to come down on the Vladimir, maybe just to threaten them away from the turret, as this has turned sideways for the side of Phoenix Rising as FSG is getting everything they've wanted in the last 5 minutes of this game. And I mean, I don't think this has to do with power spikes at all. I just think this has to do with coordination. Again, I mean, outside of Full Sin just knows exactly, you know, who they're going for. Everyone's looking for the Caitlyn as she's all the gold for that team right now. You know, and she, you know, started this game 8-0, has gone 1-3 ever since that. Has kind of just been shut down, not allowed to do a lot. She's just been keep getting blown up repeatedly. Baron Nashor is now on the map. No one's really answering that bot wave. It looks like Phoenix Rising wants to take a fight here. Chain Corruption misses. Hook lands onto the bars. Glacial Fissure does come out as really good hits everyone, but they do pick up a kill on the Braum here, but there's no one picking up the minions in the bot side of this map, as that is a huge wave and super minions crashing into the base. Ornn looking for the follow, looking for the chase here. Gragas is spot out, goes on to the Nocturne cast. Ooh, it doesn't get the knockback into the team there. Oh, Ornn coming out here as they realize they just have to buy time while the minions are doing work in the bot side of the map. Shin's gonna have to teleport, but Shockwave stops him. As this is being played beautifully for the side of Full Sin Gaming. Paranoia comes out to pick up kill on the Shin. Vladimir trying to get back off, and that one's also stopped by the Ornn. They pick up another kill. Orianna with 6 this game, and they turn on the Baron. I mean, Phoenix Rising, not sure what they're doing. They had a huge minion wave stacked up in the bot side of their map and ended up taking both Nexus towers. And now with Nexus wide open and now Baron on the side of Full Sync Gaming, this has been swung hugely in their favor. It is looking quite grim for the side of Phoenix Rising.
Yeah, the best thing that they could have done earlier in the enemy jungle was just disengage and back to your base, clear those waves. But instead, they wanted to fight when they're already starting to fall behind. So, yeah, I think that was a really bad call on the side of Phoenix Rising. Because I mean, now both their Nexus turrets are down. They've lost an inhib, and now the enemy team has Baron, and in the bot lane they can easily group and like push with the empowered minions.
This was a good start to the game for the side of Phoenix Rising, especially down that bot lane. Caitlyn going A&O to start the game, but really hasn't had an impact on the game since. Bars is now a huge 2-item power spike for the side of Full Sync, so he's going to be able to output a lot of damage for himself as well, as he's trying to get caught back up. As it looks like Shin might be caught out here for Forgotch is out onto 3. Paranoia on it. Caitlyn, she just gets blown up. Not allowed to do anything. Vladimir drops to the Nocturne as they are onto the Shin as he's going to be able to taunt himself away. Greg is dropping super low on the side as well. As this was a 2-for-0 as they grab both carries. It's just the 3 tanks versus 5 on this mid lane push, and the bot wave is already shoving for them. Just another 10 seconds for the side of Phoenix Rising. The Vladimir should be coming up, but this is an open Nexus. They might try to end this game here. Caitlyn and Vladimir are coming up. Chain Corruption does come out. Gragas blown up. Flash Taunt does whiff, as that is a lot of damage straight back onto the Shin. He does get stunned up. Orianna hanging around the outside, super low. Vladimir flashes Hemo Plague onto the Orianna, is trying to put a lot of damage down. Is going to get blown up himself. This Ornn is distracting everyone in the back here, as Caitlyn just doesn't do the damage to kill him. As Full Sync Gaming will win this game, win this series 2-0 in kind of a more dominating fashion than last game. Alright, so that game was the first 10, 15, I think the first 14 minutes of that game was super good for the side of Phoenix Rising. They're picking up everything on the map, got their first Infernal. Caitlyn was 8-0. They're kind of just picking up everything on the map, and then they just made the one team fight mistake, or Caitlyn got blown up a couple of times and wasn't allowed to do anything, and they just when all the gold's on one person, that person isn't allowed to team fight or do anything basically in the game. When everything's just layered on them, it's really easy for the side of Full Sync Gaming to just take over the game and win, start picking up everything on the map. And then Phoenix Rising just made the crucial mistake of not getting back to their base and trying to fight when super minions are crashing into their base at 18 minutes in the game. So
yeah, I think just well, actually, I'm not sure what they were thinking with the AP Gragas, but maybe if they had him build tank and have been a little bit more of a front line, then he might have been a little bit more helpful in team fights. But it's just unfortunate that he got shut down pretty early in his jungle.
Yeah, we cannot do an interview for this game though, because we are switching to the second match for the night. We will be right back, guys, for game 2 in a little bit, so I'll see you guys there. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our second series of the night. We have Fierce Gents on blue side versus Impulse Gaming on the red side in game one. They kind of just jumped us right into Champ Select, so we're back pretty early. As we have Darius as our first ban in this game.
And that's Furious Gents on blue side and Impulse on red side. We see the Fiddlesticks bang come out on the side of Impulse. He's been pretty busted lately, but he recently got a nerf. So he's still pretty good, but just not quite as strong as he was before.
Yes, the Recon ban coming out for the side of Furious Gents. Recon is a rising support pick right now, is super strong currently, and is pretty strong without Zaya next to him as well. As Urgot will be the second ban for the side of Impulse Gaming. I think that's one of just Joester's comfort picks for top lane, and the Talia ban coming out for the side of Furious Gents as well.
Yeah, Talia jungle's pretty scary. I'm not sure exactly who plays her on Impulse's side, but I wouldn't want to see her either mid lane or in the jungle just because of the amount of burst damage she's capable of.
Yeah, and then the York ban coming in, I know that's something Joester plays as well. He played it in his last series against No F's Given. And then the Trundle pick going to come out along with the Gangplank and Aatrox pick coming out for the side of Impulse. There's a chance. So I know Aatrox can be top, jungle, and mid, and Gangplank can be top and mid. So we'll see what they're going to do with those two picks later in the Champ Select, as the Wukong is going to get picked up to the side of Furious Gents.
I would actually love it if that was an Aatrox jungle.
I saw it. We actually saw Aatrox jungle in the LCS today. Dardoch played it. And Orianna is going to be picked up for the side of Furious Gents, as Anivia, the most broken champion in the game, is picked up for the side of Impulse.
Yeah, Anivia has mass amounts of wave clear, so you can see why she's a strong pick. That her stun and her wall, both of those can, pick someone off relatively quickly, because you get walled off, you can't go anywhere, then she stuns you, and the next thing you know, you're dead.
As we got a lot of engaging tanks getting banned out here. Ornn and Alistar banned for both sides. The Nocturne ban also coming out. Not sure why that comes out when you have Trundle and Wukong picked, so it's, as you can assume that one of those is jungle, unless that's Orianna bot lane. Also Soraka ban coming in. The fourth pick for the side of Impulse Gaming. They still need what looks like a bot lane for their team. It's kind of looking like both teams are just picking in order right now for themselves. Ooh, Kalista picked up. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. I used to love Kalista when it's good, but it's kind of like trash now. So I like to see what Minaz does with the Kalista in this game. It's not something that you see a whole lot lately, especially with how credit items are now. Misfortune picked up. Oh no. Malphite? He's gonna just pick Nami. That's my prediction. He's gonna pick Nami.
Oh, is this Daddy Braum?
Wow.
Yes!
As Braum is picked up in this game, and Kalista will be partnered with the Morgana in this game. It's still don't like Callista. I mean, I like the champion. It's fun to play. It's just it's not any sort of good right now. It's pretty bad. And there's so many better AD carries out there. But I guess you can do what you want if you have a Nibia on your team, so it doesn't matter. I do think the side of, even with the disgusting Callista pick, the side of Impulse does have a better team. I mean, the Trundle and the Gangplank, I mean, you expect Trundle to win that early, but Gangplank is it just farms safely and scales. You have Aatrox, super aggressive jungler, does a lot of damage. You saw in our last series when Aatrox can do it. Nivea is by far the most broken champion ever. It's possible to do anything into her. And then the Callista pick is but with Morgana, I guess the ulti does synergize pretty well when you throw Morgana into a team and she's able to hit the soul shackles on everyone. Trundle's looking to just split push really most of the time. When you see top lane Trundle, it should be able to get a lot of priority in the early stages of the game. When Gangplank gets like Triforce Fire Spike, he's going to be able to start wave clearing these waves a little more. The Wukong is going to be super aggressive super early, and that's a kind of like a ball delivery system for the Orianna when Wukong gets in the middle of that team and ults and then has the bomb and hit shockwave on everyone. Along with that, you also have Misfortune and the Braum, so it just seems like the side of Furious Gents is kind of more this just wombo combo-y team with just like a split pusher in the top side, or like someone to set up with Pillar, where the side of the side of Impulse, right? You kind of have like that split pusher, and Gangplank clears waves really well, has a global ulti. And I just feel like a lot of this is going to come down to like the Morgana shield in team fights, like Black Shield and the Nivea wall, and how well Callista can throw Morgana into the team and stuff. Because I mean, there is a lot of disengage options for the side of Impulse, where basically all of Furious Gents is engage.
Yeah, personally, I like to see Callista with more of a tanky support, just, in case, you throw your support in and then, a jungler comes out of nowhere, then it becomes a 3v2 and your squishy support like a Morgana can easily get eliminated that way. So I think Callista Braum is actually a really good combo. I'm not sure about the Callista Morgana.
I think
But
the Callista Morgana is actually a lot better. I know it's a lot better with the tankier supports like Alistar or something, but because Morgana generally goes into like second or third item Zanyas and has Black Shield, you can generally just like throw yourself into the team and just shoal shackles and then just like be able to Zanyas and stay alive for a lot longer than a lot of the other squishier supports would do. So I don't think the Morgana pick is bad. Maybe he's probably looking for a second item Zanyas after he goes his warding item upgrade. So I still like the Morgana pick, and it allows a lot of pick potential and disengage against a team like this. Alright, so I think we have to go to another commercial break again. So we're going to play the ad for our sponsors here while we get loaded into this game for the second series of the night. First game is Furious Gents vs Impulse Gaming. Thanks everyone for watching. See you in a bit.
My name is Tim Borseth, and I own and operate Games XP in Decorah, Iowa. Games XP is a geek paradise. We carry everything from Pong and Atari all the way to Xbox One and PS4, and all the games that would go with those consoles as well. We also carry a ton of movies. We have handheld games. We have Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon. We have D&D and Pathfinder. We carry Warhammer 40K. We have a vintage Star Wars selection. This place is great. My wife and I have had 6 kids, and they are so much fun to work with here at the store. They run the store as much as I do.
And we now repair cell phones, game consoles, computers, and small electronics.
Our store is instant fun. Not only is there cool music and cool stuff to look at, but we have a game room that is so much fun. It's free to play. and you just plug in your game system and enjoy life. The GameXP motto is bringing joy to people's lives through our products, people, and a place to play. So you have got to come to Decorah, Iowa and check out Games XP and experience this geek gaming paradise.
Hello everyone. With a little more technical difficulties, like in the first series, we are back for game 1 for Furious Gents on blue side and Impulse Gaming on red side in this game number 1 here. Sorry for the little delay we had. Just some technical difficulties with my producer here.
Yeah,
So
his client does not like him recently.
if you guys have any complaints, just message at nickncs-cp for any problems you have. But going to this game 1, I feel like the Morgana is a counter to the oh my gosh, what words, to the Braum in this bot lane, but I feel like a lot of this bot lane is gonna have to do with the double taps from Misfortune landing. If she can get those Q bounces, which do ridiculous damage. Then the mid lane, I mean, it's probably gonna be just a farm fest, and Nivea just wants to hit 6 and just click R and walk away from waves. I feel like we do have Predator Aatrox. I don't know if that is the Aatrox thing for the jungle now, but it seems alright, I suppose. Both junglers will be starting on the red side. But I do feel like if it's kind of up to them to get something started in this early game. I feel like a lot of these lanes are going to be kind of passive-ish. I know the Gangplank just wants to farm, and the Nivea just wants to farm up, so I mean, it's just two lanes in your top and mid that kind of just want to scale a little bit, so as it looks like a first wave priority is going to go to the side of Impulse in the bot lane here, as Trundle's going to take an early level 1 trade and is going to go in his favor. The Gangplank taking a lot of damage. Kind of a greedy-ish start for him, going Sapphire Crystal and not like something like Corrupting Potion in the lane. Early fight though, as Wukong takes a lot of damage onto the Aatrox, as Orianna back up flash forward, and this might be first blood for the Wukong, and it is. That is a good kill for Silver Nil, as that is his first of the game.
Yeah, we see a lot of boops going on in all the lanes. Like bot lane's trying to trade a little bit, top lane's trading.
Yeah, I just like the Gangplank isn't going to want to really fight the Trundle much. He just kind of wants to farm. Sapphire Crystal wants to hit Sheen pretty early. There's another double tap lands from Misfortune here. So I mean, in the Aatrox losing that early level 2 is pretty bad, as it looks like Braum concussive blows goes on the Morgana. Isn't going to really get a whole lot done, as Callista's going to trade a couple kills, bagging a few spears down. Does have that lethal tempo, so is going to be able to, get the spears, a lot of the spears in pretty fast, as she already has a CS lead. As that was one of Callista's things in her prime, was being able to have the strong laning phase, already up 12 CS here as the wave is crashing, was to have the strong laning phase, because you trade pretty well, and it's pretty easy for you to farm with Rend, but she's kind of fallen out a little bit because of that, because Rend is, now it doesn't restore max mana when you kill something. You have to wait till level 8 for it to be max rank to be able to do that. There's a lot of trading going in this top side. It seems like every time we look up there, both champions are low on mana. As Trundle flashes forward, looking for the kill, and does. Joester, with an aggressive flash forward, is able to pick a kill up for himself. It's kind of greedy with Gangplank for staying, was low on health and mana.
It looks like Aatrox getting caught out here.
Yeah, he is just going to be able to dash over the wall side. No flash. Orianna was a little bit low on mana there. As this lead for the bot lane here in CS is actually getting bigger and bigger. It's already up to 16, 17 now. It seems just every wave that goes by, the bot lane for Impulse is just increasing that CS lead little by little. Nice little combo from the Gangplank there onto the Trundle. Not too much damage, just some fight over some wards here. As Trundle is actually taking a lot of punishment from this Gangplank. The pillar does come out. Grassy and Dying Park with the Sheen there, and that's a lot of damage. As Anivia is now level 6. Which means Orianna gets to have 0 fun for the rest of the game now, or this at least this lane phase as Wukong is here, is able to dash forward. The barrel does go off, trading actually a ton of damage back, but it's only level 5 subjugate, does go down, trying to buy a time. Aatrox is roaming down. The oranges do come out as the chains go down for the Aatrox. Should be able to pick this kill up. He is level 4, is now level 5, and picks one up for himself. A good trade back kill for the Aatrox.
Yeah, you see bot lane, they're trying to push the wave out. I think they just backed to get their items, so when they did, I think Misfortune and Braum went ahead and pushed that out so they could back as well.
Yeah, and you know, Silverno, after getting that first blood money, went with this pretty aggressive purchase and went Moby Boots into his first item. So trying to keep a lot of pressure up on this map with that purchase. So bot lane's gonna be able to secure Scuttle Crab for themselves. So their lane is pushed still, you know, 20 CS up, 21 CS up in the bot lane. Nivea here with Tears just gonna click R in every wave and basically destroy it. Binding does land a bot lane. Nice double up. A lot of damage back. Shockwave in the mid lane. The knockup from the Wukong does come out. Nivea still has passive. Is in Egg Ignite. Is down. Wukong taking a couple of the tower shocks. Gangplank ulti comes down. And Nivea will actually survive as this chains come down from the Aatrox. And Orianna's going to have to flash away for herself there. As Strang in the top lane though. Good barrel from the Gangplank. No ulti subjugate was used there.
It looks like Aatrox either trying to secure some vision around Baron or maybe steal this red buff, but Wukong's going up there, so we might have a little fight in the jungle over here.
Yeah, it is going to be spotted as Wukong does get his electric proc off. A lot of damage, does secure his own red buff. Smite was early from the Aatrox as he is going to be able to escape through the blast cone. Stun does land on Wukong, just a little bit of damage back. No real AP from the Nivea yet, just Tear and Catalyst, just a lot of mana items. Another binding lands in the bot side. It seems like Anivia is playing with dangerous territory here. Wukong is around and is just going to be able to back off.
I would like to point out that the Braum has tried to secure some vision around the dragon, so they might be looking to go for that later on.
Yeah, a lot of pings in the mid lane as Braum tries to run up, spots out the Aatrox there, and this top lane Gangplank is 20 CS up as well, so your mid and bot lane doing well for themselves as Gangplank runs into the Wukong. Good trade damage back. Does have an early ninja tabbies. I quite like that purchase. He seems to be trading a lot in it. in this top side of the map here. Ninjabi should start giving him the edge in these trades. As it seems like everything around the map is starting to settle down a little bit. A lot of pings onto the dragon here as Wukong is topside. And it looks like they will be going for the first dragon in the game. It is a Cloud Drake, and with Callista, it should be pretty easy as the Ren comes through.
Looks like Aatrox wants to try to do something mid lane.
Yeah, it looks like nothing's going to come up for him. Misfortune is going for that lethality build on her as Braum does get rooted up. Bullet time does come out. The ulti from Callista does come through. Soul Shackles as Wukong is here. Flashes from both sides. Or sorry, from both the bot laner and the support for Impulse, and they do both get out with their lives. A lot blown for them. 3 of their summoners and both alties. There's Callista seems to be in a lot of trouble here. Heal does come through, and she will die with a flash double tap from the Misfortune. Didn't really respect the Wukong being there as he gets binded up. Black shield, but doesn't matter as Misfortune gets a second kill. As it looks like Fi in the top side, the Aatrox going in on Trundle does get the resurrection up. Trundle trying to trade a kill back. Orianna is here. Shockwave available for herself. Does land onto both. They do get the kill onto Aatrox. Kill for Orianna. Ignite is down on the gangplank. Flash over from Joester. Able to get a kill for himself. Third of the game on this Trundle. There's actions all over the map as Fierce Gentz is 7-1 on the kill board here.
And I think Anivia just picked up on that roam from Orianna a little bit too late to get there in time to really help with that fight. So,
Yeah. And
unfortunately for them, you know, the Trundle's going to pick up one and the Orianna as well, I believe.
Yeah, and the first tower is taken in the boss side of this map as well. So first tower blood for the side of Furious Gentz as well. This Callista pick that really needed to get ahead is starting to fall behind. Seems like everyone on the side of Impulse is starting to fall a little bit behind, except Anivia. You know, she's the bird is still just farming up. Now has Rod of Ages for himself, so has that stacking. Tier is still stacking. Try and get to that late game push. Is this Anivia, and so is this Gangplank. Like still up 20 plus CS in the top side of the map. Just kind of wants to just keep farming up for himself till he gets to that 2-3 item spike. As he kind of whiffs on that barrel chain, and looks like the bot lane for Impulse is coming up here. Maybe try to knock down this top lane tower. But as you say that, Anivia's by herself in the mid lane against 4 other members of Impulse. Of Fierce Gentz. Oh, a lot of damage on the Orianna. The wall does come down. Bullet time as well. Stopwatch comes down. Nivea does have an egg. Shockwave misses. Good flash out. Wukong with the knockup is there. He's going to have to flash away for himself as well. The resurrection for the Aatrox coming through as the side of Impulse is collapsing. There's a lot of ultis blowing, a lot of low health bars. Let's see, Morgana trying to go forward. Can't really find anything. It's through all that chaos. No one dies. A good little barrel there from the Gangplank, but not too much damage quite yet from him.
Yeah, it looks like Callista's just trying to push out bot lane and, you know, maybe try to roam mid or try to get that tier 1 tower on the side of Furious Gentz. Just to kind of make up for, you know, the kills and that Furious Gentz has been securing over the map.
Yeah, and even though, you know, Fierce Gents are up, you know, the 6 kills, did get the first blood tower. They're only up, you know, about 1.4k gold here, so it's not a huge difference in the game right now, especially for the side Impulse who just want to scale into this late game with the 2 hyper-scaling champions at Nivea and Gangplank.
But it looks like they might catch Gangplank out up here.
Braum wandering in jungle, Calista finds him. A binding does land onto Braum as they are trying to. Rift Herald has to flash over, no Ren to come out yet. They now spot that the Herald's being done. Calista ulti goes in, Soul Shackles is down, Bolt Time comes out, Shockwave lands on the Calista. Just one man as the Herald does go down. Wukong trying to get knock up is onto the Calista, does find a Calista as that kill's picked up for Orianna. Gangplank picks one up onto the Wukong. As for all of that, it's just a 1-for-1 trade so far. As it looks like the dive might be on, not too much damage. Gangplank with a nice barrel chain is able to pick up his 2nd kill of the game.
Yeah, it looks like Gangplank wants to push out mid and try to get that tier 1, but Aatrox has other ideas and wants to go for this dragon. And this is an ocean drink that gives bonus health regen. So that would be nice to have considering they have a few squishies on their team.
Yeah, this is 2nd Drake secured for Impulse in this game so far. Nivea, it looks like they have the squad coming down here. Maybe try to get another tower on this boss side. Aatrox threatening the dive. This chain does land, but Wukong is here. Wall comes out and Dark Binding and Stun live on to the Trundle, as this should be a free tower in the bot lane, as that is the 2nd tower of the game for Impulse. Another Binding lands onto the Wukong. Chain does land. Aatrox looks like he wants to go for it. A lot of damage down onto this Wukong as he just goes down. Rebel Fox picks up his first of the game, and onto the Trundle they go. Predator is popped. The pillar does come out. Calista is there. Dark Binding does land. The Subjugate comes out. Ring comes through, and Jehupi with his 2nd kill of the game is just going to kill himself and get that resurrection as Gangplank runs into the Braum. Is trying to get a lot of damage. Level 8 to level 11. The Glacial Fissure is out. Anivia is here. Wall comes out. The stun misses Braum's stopwatch, but he's just going to go down in anyways at the end as E-Boy picks up his first of the game on this Anivia pick. So just like that, Impulse finding a few picks and a few kills here and there, and it looks like they're in the lead as it ooh, that just missed. Misfortune. As Wukong is here. Orianna Shockwave does land onto the Morgana. Black Shield Bolt Time comes out, not really doing much as Calista is trying to kite back. Dark finding out. Wukong will go down. Gangplank picks that one up. Ulti comes out. Another nice barrel as Parlay and Gangplank is going to pick up another double kill for himself. Oh, a huge barrel. Misfortune goes super low, and that's a nice stun from the Anivia. As I-Boy picks up his 2nd kill of the game. Aatrox here threatening another dive, but he's going to give it up as mid lane tier 1 is under siege and should be picked up for Impulse quite not easily. It looks like they want more as Trundle Subjugate comes out, but it doesn't matter as Anivia is going to pick one up, try to pick up a 2nd for himself. The stun does come through, and that's 4 here for I-Boy.
And just like that, Impulse is ahead. They have a
Ooh, and a
pretty
bold
big lead.
a bold call, but they do have a quick Baron, do have the smite and the Callista Rin. Nivea does a lot of damage to Baron as well. And that's a lot of spears stacked up into this Baron so far. It looks like Furious Gents don't even know it's happening right now. Looks like they're checking now, and it is spotted out, but good wall there, and that's a red team Baron for Impulse Gaming.
Yeah, so unfortunately over the course of the past few minutes, Furious Gents has given Impulse the opportunity to catch up and even get ahead. They're almost at a 6k gold lead, and they're ahead in kills now, and they've also secured both the Wind and Ocean Drake. So they've also, you know, got 2 towers as well. So
Yeah, as Herald is dropped in the bot side of the map for Furious Gents, that looked like it was just running out of time and it had to go somewhere, as it really gets nothing done on the bot side of the map. And the important thing for Impulse too is, if you know, the later this game goes, the better it is for them, and all the kills and all the gold is on the Nivea and the Gangplank.
yeah, that Anivia wave clear definitely helps them, you know, push the wave to siege the towers. Massive damage coming out of the Gangplank.
Yeah, and it looks like this might be a dive, as Flash Soul Shackles does come out, Exhaust does go down, ulti from the Gangplank will be dropped. The Flash Shockwave only hits one onto the Callista, as Impulse is diving past the inhibitor tower, so that's a flash forward from the Aatrox, as Misfortune almost dies. Flash forward from the Wukong, and Nibia almost goes down, but still has Egg. Callisto gonna pick up her first of the game, as Brahma's gonna have to flash away. Teleport from the Trundle is coming out here. That's a good knockup. Ulti used by Aatrox. Chain does connect and barely just misses, as Callisto picks up another kill for herself. That's 2 this game, and Impulse might just end the game right here. It is a 2v5, and Nivea going recall does have teleport. It has a good bullet time that comes out just to back him off. But the Nivea teleport is coming through. They want to end this game here, as it Orianna gets caught out, and that's a good rim by the Callista, doing a lot of damage. Another stun finds double kill for the Callista. Silver able to pick up one for himself. Good shutdown for him, but this game is looking over. Another stun lands onto a Trundle. That is massive damage coming out now, as Rod of Ages and Saris Embrace is fully stacked up for this Anivia, along with the Haunting Eyes and the Pin Boots.
Yeah, rotating mid wouldn't be the worst idea right now, just to get another tower. But it looks like they want to get this next dragon.
Yeah, it looks like they're going for kind of the safer option here, which is just falling back to the dragon, but they do have a lot of pressure on this map right now. They are very far ahead, and it is an Infernal Drake, so that's not good news if you're Furious Gents. That's not what you want to see, as the scaling for this team just gets a little bit better now.
Yeah, unfortunately for Furious Gents, you know, they lost a Nexus tower. Their inhib's still down, and they have a lot of vision that they need to clear out of their jungle as well.
Yeah, Furious Gents with a chance to come back in this game. I mean, it's going to be a long road. They're almost 10k gold down now. They have no pressure in any lane, basically, as top lane has a huge weight shove in. Super's in the bot lane, and it looks like they're just, the side of Impulse is just going to walk through jungle and take whatever they want, clearing all the camps out. Now sieging the top lane tower. No one's been sent to clear the bot wave out, which is stacked up huge, as it looks like they're just going to have to go. A good stun lands onto the Trundle. No engage has been go through. Yeah, that's a lot of damage onto the Brawn. Lost spear stack, as they want to take this fight. Impulse, they want to end this game now, as that's a good dark binding and a good kill picked up onto the Braum. It's 2 are down. Oh, little BM there. Always got like that when you're ahead. Oh, and Orianna caught again. Shockwave doesn't even come through, as she's down onto the Wukong, as Gangplank's going to pick up 5 for himself this game. Bullet Time comes out, try to do something. That's massive damage for this Gangplank. Double kill for himself. And that's 6 this game, and this game is all about over. Impulse is going to go up 1-0 in this best of 3 series.
And that's 50 gold over to you, Ligma. Is he gonna play on your team?
No, probably not. Probably not. Oh my god. Alright, so Impulse Gaming up 1-0 in this best of 3 series. It looked a little bit rough for them to start this game out, but they pulled themselves together, able to start getting some picks around the map and turn those picks into real advantages, pushing towers, always picking something up. So that was a really good, clean game by them. Ended pretty early for themselves, and once they got the lead, they didn't let go and just kept tempo up. Alright, so I think we're going to go ahead and take a quick little break here. Wait for the players get into the game 2 of this best of 3 series. So we'll be right back, everyone. Hello everybody, welcome back to game 2 in this best of 3. If you missed game 1, Impulse did win pretty convincingly. They are up 1-0 in the series. About to head into game 2. So we should be in the champ select very shortly here. As I say that, we actually do get directly into the champ select and we are showing the picks and bans.
It's your funeral.
First ban for the side of Impulse will be Yorick. Again, that is a comfort pick for Joester. I believe he played it in his last series and they pick up a victory with that pick. The Darius is also banned away.
Think carefully, my friend.
The Braum is also going to be banned out from the side of Impulse.
You too will be judged.
And the Morgana will be banned away from the side of Furious Gentz.
Who questions my ability?
Wukong will be the final ban for this side of Impulse. And Anivia will be the final ban for the side of Furious Gentz. And the Gangplank first pick again for the side of Impulse Gaming. Uligma had a really good success with that, was able to pick up block kills and do really well on that pick. Had a kind of rough start, was like 0-3, but finished the game like 6-3 or something like that. So he had a really good game. On that, the Orianna is going to be picked up again. Probably looking at some comfort and like just a safe control mage in the mid lane. And also the Karma pick's going to come out.
Yeah, Karma's not a bad utility support. It's just she's not really all in as far as like late game goes, so you need to be sure that you're positioning correctly and shielding who needs to be shielded and peeling for the correct people.
Yeah, and it looks like the Rakan is going to get picked up. It was banned away last game. So Rakan and the Talia, which was also banned last game, is left up and is picked up by the side of Impulse Gaming or Esports. Final pick in phase 1 for the side of Furious Gentz will be Swain. Ooh. Swain, because the current meta, can go anywhere, and it can be bot lane, it can be mid, it can be top, wherever you want. So we aren't really sure where that is going to go. Even Orianna can go bot lane now if she wants to. So we'll see where the Swain pick's going to go later in the draft.
Yeah, we do see the Xayah or the Xayah ban, so Rakan can't be with his one true love, unfortunately. And we also see a Callista who can do a lot of damage, as we've seen in other games in the tournament.
As the Callista does get banned away, along with the Kindred as the last ban, I think it's alright to have the Rakan and not the Xayah with it. Rakan is one of those support picks that are just going up in priority as the Trundle gets banned away. It's just going up in priority, and it doesn't even need the Xayah Rakan combo. Yes, it is still pretty good, but it's not necessary for Rakan to be good. As far as it's going to be picked up on the side of Furious Gentz, so that is looking like it's going to be a top lane Swain. And Orianna mid with your Varus AD carry. Oh, and Vayne's going to come out in this game. Also not one of those AD carries you really see a lot. It's not really like that great right now. If you fall behind, it kind of just like you kind of just don't do a lot. So it's interesting to see this pick come out, and the what's most likely the jungler, yep, is going to be Gragas on the side of Impulse Esports.
Yeah, no, earlier we did see an AP Gragas in our last series. So hopefully this one builds a little bit tankier, because that just wasn't working out for the last team that tried it.
Yeah, and it looks like last pick is the jungle pick. Sejuani seems to be hovered, but it is going to be the Jarvan 4 is going to be picked up. So J4 in the jungle for the side of Furious Gentz. So on the blue side, we have Impulse, they have Gangplank in top lane, Gragas in the jungle, Talia mid, Vayne and Rakan in the bot lane who are running barrier and heal. On the side of Furious Gentz, we have Swain in the top lane with J4 in the jungle, Orianna in the mid lane, and Varus and Karma in the bot lane. So I think it's a much better bot lane for the side of Furious Shins this game. The mid lane's just gonna be a lot of wave clearing. Uh, you do have two junglers that can gank super early and are super aggressive, and then in top lane you have just like a kind of probably two champions that are just gonna farm it out with each other, kind of just want to scale and get to these item spikes before they do a whole lot here.
Yeah, I feel like maybe Furious Shins has a little bit better of a team comp. They have the double shield with the Oriana Karma. They have the Jarvan who can go in and zone off people that need to be zoned off. You have the Swain with a lot of sustain. So on the side of Impulse, you have like the Gangplank that's late game, the Gragas that's late game, Vayne who's like really late game. So unless Impulse kind of drags us out, then they might have a tough time dealing with Furious Gens.
Yeah, and on the side for your Shinch, you still have that you do have a lot of like crowd control or like AoE, I should say. The Oriana does have the ball delivery system with the Jarvan, to get in there and be able to shockwave off him. Swain has a lot of AoE damage. Jarvan can create a lot of AoE for himself with Cataclysm, says Oriana. Varus outputs a ton of damage the later the game goes. And Karma kind of just lane bullies, and then in later team fights, just Mantra E is able to get her team a lot of that mobility and shielding and kind of get them the positioning the way they want to in a lot of these fights. Where the side of Impulse has a lot of scaling on their team. They do have the Gangplank again, which wants to scale. They do have Vayne, which wants to scale, but they also have a lot of engaged potential with the Gragas, with the Rakan, and can get a lot of follow up with the Gangplank and the Talia. The follow up on them. So I feel like a lot of these team fights are going to be pretty explosive for both teams throughout the game. So I can't wait to see it. For right now, we are going to go in commercial break. We'll be right back when the game starts.
My name is Tim Borseth, and I own and operate Games XP in Decorah, Iowa. Games XP is a geek paradise. We carry everything from Pong and Atari all the way to Xbox One and PS4, and all the games that would go with those consoles as well. We also carry a ton of movies. We have handheld games. We have Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon. We have D&D and Pathfinder. We carry Warhammer 40K. We have a vintage Star Wars selection. This place is great. My wife and I have had 6 kids, and they are so much fun to work with here at the store. They run the store as much as I do.
And we now repair cell phones, game consoles, computers, and small electronics.
Our store is instant fun. Not only is there cool music and cool stuff to look at, but we have a game room that is so much fun. It's free to play, and you just plug in your game system and enjoy life. The Game XP motto is bringing joy to people's lives through our products, people, and a place to play. So you have got to come to Decorah, Iowa and check out Games XP and experience this geek gaming paradise.
Alright, welcome back everyone to game 2 of this best of 3 series with Impulse Gaming and Furious Gentz. If you missed game 1, Impulse Gaming is up 1-0. I am sorry that we kind of started into this game a little late. It was my fault this time as we get a flash body slam in the mid lane. A flash forward from Talia as they do not get the pickup on the Orianna. She flashed away. A lot of damage down the bot lane. Yeah, I'm sorry. It was actually my fault this time. My computer wasn't connecting, so I had to restart. And this is as far back as we could go. So I'm really sorry to everyone that was really cared about the first 3 minutes of this game. As we got some trading in the top side here, as Swain went electrocute. I guess assuming that's for more lane priority. Varus seems to be going that lethality build. Does have the corrupting potion and the comment, so. Gangplank, it seems like the side of Impulse is just off to a better start in CSing. I mean, Gangplank up almost 10, about 8, almost 10 CS. I mean, Talia's up. If she had the recall, I mean, the bot lane's also winning pretty early, so it looks like a good start for the side of Impulse Gaming. As it looks like they might be here to catch Rakan out. As Vane's taking a lot of damage. Exhaust is down, is getting rooted up. A flash forward from both from both the AD and support of Furious Gentz. I can say words. Talia is here for the roam, and looks like we have a 4v3 here. Orianna and J4 also followed the roam down. Ooh, Mantra Q whiffs.
It looks like J4 is trying to like hang around bot side, see if he can do something, even though he had to back off earlier, but unfortunately this bush is warded. So they'll know and they'll be able to back off in time.
Yeah, just able to clear a little vision out there. That's a good chunk of damage right back from the Talia. Kind of getting a little bit low on mana, and Gangplank a little bit low on mana himself, and a little bit of health. In top lane, hasn't had to go back yet, so let's teleport.
Yeah, we see that Orianna has to back, unfortunately, and that Karma is trying to get a little bit more vision control in the river, especially around that Windrake, just so they can like see what's going on there and like get vision priority on that. You also see the Gangplank's backing as well. He took quite a lot of poke from Swain earlier, so unfortunately for him, he has to go and probably get some sort of item for Swain, probably some magic resist, but it doesn't look like it. Instead, he's just going for his Trinity Force.
Yeah, go back for Gangplank. Was able to get the Sheen and boots and longsword to help him out in the lane. The Sheen definitely helps the wave clear a lot in trading power. This bot lane though of Impulse Gaming is seems to be stepping up pretty well, as that's a pretty good Q that lands, but they are going to go forward. Gragas is here, the Gangplank ulti does come out. Karma is dropping super low, is condemned against the wall. Vayne should be able to pick that up, and that is a first kill for Vayne on the first blood, as Varus looks like being the next one here is just going to get soloed by the Gragas with the help of that Gangplank ulti. That's a quick 2-0 on the scoreboard for the side of Impulse.
Yeah, very good global awareness on the part of Gangplank. They're able to put his ult down and help out his bot lane to secure those kills, get some damage off.
Yeah, and I mean that's just gonna make this bot lane's lead that much larger, as they're already up almost 20 CS. Vayne does have the first blood money in her pocket. So I mean it looks like she's ready to kind of just take over this game. And it looks like they're looking for the first dragon as well, which is a Cloud Drake. No contestation, as the J4 is not there from the side of Furious Gentz. Orianna is looking to maybe roam down here a little bit, as there be no contest for that one, as they're going to be able to pick up the first drag in the game for the side of Impulse Gaming. Mantra Q just barely missing there.
It looks like Talia is trying to run bot lane, see what's down there, see if she can get a pick off.
Yeah, they know there are no flashes for the side of Fusions in that bot lane. Gragas is also here by the gank, in the top side as the flash cataclysm forward as Gangplank has no flash for himself. Swain barely missing here, but Gangplank barely living. No, he does go down finally. Celia picks up a kill in the boss side as they will both go down on the side of Fusions as Vayne picks up a second for himself.
Yeah,
And this looks
Gragas
like
came down bot lane to help. They knew that the J4 was top lane, so they went ahead and they 4v2'd, won that fight, and now they're looking to get first tower, it looks like, and bot lane. Little bit of trading going on.
Wait, just kill her. Oh my gosh, Shockwave whiffs. That would have been an easy kill for Orion, I felt like, if that would have hit. Maybe not. Talia has both summoners, but Ignite would have definitely been dropped there. As, I mean, Furious... Sorry, the side of Impulse is just, you know, creating a lot of pressure so far on the map, and this Gangplank is picked. Looks like it's doing well again. It's creating a lot of pressure. Is pretty far up in the CS department as well, over 24, and it's been less than 10 minutes so far. Along with the boss side of the map, you know, Vayne's already 2-0. Already has Storm Racer picked up, and is 20 CS up on this Varus.
Yeah, earlier in Champion Select, we were talking about how early game is pretty crucial for Vayne. Looks like Karma might get picked off.
Yeah, she's gonna have to flash the knockup from a combo. Flash forward. The quickness, sorry, lands. This flash forward from Vayne as she wants that kill on the Karma. Stopwatch is used. Talia is here. Is going to be able to pick that kill up for himself. And looks like top tier 1 tower is under siege now. J4 is linking around. Swain is about to get ultimate up for this dive. Cataclysm is also up. The E is going to connect. And yep, there's the ulti from Swain has come out. Cataclysm comes out. Gragas is going to have to flash as Jarvan is able to pick up a kill onto the Vayne. That's a good shutdown gold for him, and that was well played by the side of Impulse Gaming as they're trying to get one back onto the Jarvan. They just barely do. Karma here now. Mantra Q does land, and that's a kill picked up for FG Mug on the Karma, his first of the game, as that was well played by Joester and Silvernil on that dive.
Yeah, unfortunately, Impulse just stayed a little bit too long there. They probably should have backed out earlier, just accepting that they couldn't get that kill under tower, and they wouldn't have had to give up 2 of these shutdown goals to the side of Furious Gentz. The Vayne and the Talia both did go down. They were both 2-0. Now they're both 2-1.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, the dive was messed up pretty badly by the side of Impulse, but they still are up in this game. A little over 2k gold lead here, doing well for themselves. They still have the only tower on the map, and they are the ones pressuring in this game, so... Gragas is here by slam, barely misses, no flash. The Casca is available for himself though.
Yeah, we do see that Vayne is top lane with Swain. Probably trying to get some damage on this tower, or maybe even trying to fight the Swain, which I don't think is the best idea right now.
Yeah, Swain, oh, he's caught by the E. Rakan is here. Swain and this ulti is about to come up here. Very short cooldown right now.
Yeah, Mug's trying to secure vision in their jungle. On top side, probably around the Rift Herald, just so, you know, they know what's going on around there and can contest it if needed.
Alright, looks Vision Plant was spotted out the members of Furious Gents.
Yeah, we do see that Vayne and Rakan are trying to do something here, but
Yeah, and it looks like, I mean, this lead just keeps growing, just like based solely on farm, really. I mean, like, Vayne's CS lead of the Vars keeps growing. It's almost 40. I mean, so is Gangplank has, 40, almost 50 up onto this Swain. So, yeah, they're just not getting funneled the resources they need. Gangplank already has Trinity Force Power Spike for himself, too.
and we do see that Gragas is trying to go mid, help Italia out to secure the kill on the Orianna, but they do have vision there, so he's gonna back right off.
Yeah, Rakan taking a lot of damage here. Jarvan is here. Karma trying to pressure. Vayne ulti is popped. The quickness does hit to J4 is here. Cataclysm onto them both. Does go down. Barrier and heal both pop. Gangplank is here, but I don't think this was a good idea on the teleport. As Orianna is now here, but Gangplank doing a lot of damage to this. Karma does trade one back. Talia is on her way. It does get a lot of damage down on this Orianna. Shockwave is used. Ignite does go down. Is able to pick one up for herself. Flash EQ combo from Jarvan as the Flag and Drag picks himself up his 4th kill of the game. Gragas looks like he's going to be spotted here, trying to trade back some damage. The Flag and Drag over the wall to get to Krug. Swain is here. Looks like Gragas is caught out versus 3. Just trying to see if he can make his way out of this one. And by looks of this, he's also building AP Gragas as well. He has Runic Echoes and the Aether Wisp.
Yeah, no, they were playing a little bit over aggressive, I feel, in the top lane, the Vayne and Rakan, that is, just because I feel like, Vayne was 2-1 and she felt like she could maybe fight the Swain, but they just weren't able to give her any more kills. Like, Swain has a lot of sustain, you can't really fight that without the proper items, I don't think, and she just doesn't have the items at 15 minutes into the game that she needs to really do anything to the Swain, but it looks like they're rotating towards one Drake here.
Yeah, and it looks like another Drake is the Cloud Drake. It looks to be the second in the game for Impulse as they do secure that one. The cast makes sure of it. And it looks like they want to engage. The Flash quickness does land on the 2. The Cataclysm comes out. Swain immediately blowing up as Vayne is going forward onto the J4. He looks like being next target. Shockwave does hit 3 and there's a lot of damage out from the Varus. And he does pick one up onto Gangplank now as he's trying to trade some damage back. And all that at the end, it is a 2-for-1 trade for the side of Impulse. Vayne, it was able to get her recall off. His now 2 items, does have the static shiv available for himself.
And Vayne was able to pick up another kill as well, so that's definitely going to help him out late game.
I actually love that Gangplank skin so much. He looks like that uncle that cooks all the food.
Oh yeah, the barbecue uncle?
Yeah.
Like, how do you want your burger?
As both teams are, looks like they're getting their resets in here. A lot of kills and gold was picked up in the last few minutes for both teams. Trying to get some items through. This is gonna feel really bad if you are Pepper on Salt, the AD for the side of Furious Gents, as Vayne is already at her 2 item spike and you haven't even completed a full item yet. As I would like to see the side of Impulse try look for this Rift Herald. It does despawn in a couple minutes here, so I'd like to see a play for that come through, as Gangplank looks like he wants to trade with the Swain here. That's a lot of damage coming through. Does have Triforce and the Stray Dirk, so it does quite a bit of damage right now. It looks like Vayne sorry, the Gragas in the bot lane. This side Impulse are on this Rift Herald, but is being sniffed out by the side of Fierce Gentz, and this might be a collapse as Oriana's on the outside. Talia is there, and J4 flag and drag. The quickness does land on 2-2. Vayne going forward with the ulti does take out the Vayne. Sorry, the Varus does go down. Double kill for Vayne as she picks up 2. Going forward, Cataclysm lands onto the bot lane. Impulse Vayne able to pick up her third. Swain ulti comes out, and Vayne looks like she's gonna actually make her way out of this. No, that's a good snipe by Joester on the swing. Meanwhile, this whole time, gang playing split, pushing in the bot side. I actually didn't see who got Herald. Oh, the side Impulse actually did end up securing Herald through all of that. I think I had a bug there. It didn't tell me who got it, but while through all that, Vayne does get 3 kills, so it's a good trade, and they get a bot lane tier 2 turret. Now, Impulse, you know, pretty, you know, sorry, growing that lead they have. It's, you know, about, what is it, 4K now, as Oriana walks back in the lane and almost immediately dies. That was a good combo by the Talia there.
Yeah, we see that Gangplank's still on bot side, maybe trying to get a pick on this Karma. But he doesn't really have vision there, so it looks like he was just going for the Rift Scuttler.
Yeah, this Baron is next objective on the map is going to be up here in a couple seconds. Oh, Gragas looking, and that's a flash away from the bot lane of Furious Gentz, the Varus and Karma down. The flashes, I felt like they didn't really have to do that, but I feel like it's safe as Talia wall was coming down. Here comes the siege onto this mid lane towers. They're trying to secure this one. Finally, as Furious Gentz is looking for a pick. They're all grouped up as 5 here. Gangplank does have ulti, and teleport is going to the top side. Is a 2 items. Has finally finished his Ghost Blade. And we have our classic solo queue A ramming it down mid. As the quickness does come out, is stopped in its tracks. So Shockwave only hits 1, as that's a good Talia W. Swain is caught under tower with the Vayne drop is super low, and that's massive damage from the Gragas from this cast, as he's able to pick up 2 kills, a triple kill for the Gragas as he cleaned up that fight. It's a clean ace for the side of Impulse Gaming in a 4v5 fight.
And meanwhile, Gangplank split pushing top lane, about to get a tier 2 maybe. And
They're
they
going
do
to
pop
get a lot
Rift
here.
Herald.
They've already gotten, you know, 2 towers, mid tier 1, top tier 1, mid tier 2, and top tier 2 going down. That's a lot of gold being funneled into this Impulse team that just wants to keep going. Walking Rift Herald down the lane, it should be able to get 1 more hit on the inhibitor. As inhibitor turret in top lane does not go down. J4 going forward. It was Talia showing a lot of damage back to the spot lane. Oh, Vayne flashes over the wall, is able to get 1, does not get the kick them in the wall barrier, goes down. J4 is onto her, but she's able to kite back beautifully as the Gangplank's going to pick up 1 for himself.
And it looks like they might be able to stay and possibly get this inhibitor if they do not decide to back off, but it looks like they're not going for it. Instead, they want to back and buy probably after that fight.
Yeah, I mean, they did pick up a lot of gold there. They got 5 towers out of that, an ace. So there's a lot of gold in their pockets they want to go spend and try to end this game on the next push. Baron is up, so is another Ocean Drake. So those are the next 2 objectives on the map. Expect Impulse to be looking for those and picking those up.
It looks like they want to go for the dragon, which is a little bit safer than the Baron. They don't really have too much vision in the enemy jungle either, so they need to kind of be mindful Oh, well, no, they melted it. Never mind.
Yeah, and this Gangplank just basically straight up bought full Storm Razor, so he's really strong at 3 items here. As they want to go forward, Karma basically just gets deleted off this map as she goes down. That's her 8th death of the game. Mug not having a great game so far, and well, actually not having a great series for himself, it seems like. As this bot lane Furious Gentz has really struggled so far. J4 is going forward onto the Recon Corrupt. Chains of Corruption goes down. Talia's forced to flash away. Swain seems to be in a little bit of trouble. That's a lot of damage coming out from Vayne as he's able to get his Zonias off, but that will go down in the end. But Orianna blows up the Vayne as it looks like next target is Varus as the cast does get him. Jarvan is going to be next up on the menu, gets picked up by Gragas. That's 2 for him. And this whole time, the Gangplank is just split pushing, doesn't even participate in these fights as they are winning everything 4v5 as Gragas picks up his 9th kill of the game. And Mug going to die once again as this game is all over. It was basically all Impulse this entire game as they're going to win this series 2-0 in a pretty convincing fashion. They decided to hit the Nexus in the game, so Impulse Gaming Esports does win the series 2-0 for themselves. A pretty convincing win for them. They look dominant. The Gangplank pick, not sure why it went through game 2, looked really good. The bot lane looked really good. The roams from their mid laner looked to be on point, and their jungler did a super great job, especially in that game 2, creating a lot of pressure throughout the entire game. I don't think we're doing an interview, right, Nick? We are?
We are.
Oh god. Pick one. Give me the AD carry. What's his
Minnows?
name? Yeah, give me Minnows. Minnows?
I don't know.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello,
Hey.
yeah, we kidnapped you. Alright. So you are here for the after the game interview. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good. I've just casted two best of 3, so voice kind of hurts a little bit, throat. How did it feel to win that series? It looked pretty convincing for you guys.
You know, it felt pretty good, you know, working with the new roster, you know, we out here flexing some picks, so, you know, first game was iffy, but, you know,
Yeah.
worked out in the end.
So I would like to ask you, so your AD carry picks, you went Callista and Vayne in this series. Those are kind of like iffy picks in themselves, unusual picks. You don't really see those a lot. So what was the thought process behind the Vayne and the Callista?
Callisto was more like, Callisto only works if you have Morgana, and they basically had a kill lane bot lane, so they left Morgana up, and so we took Morgana, and then you just take Callista, and you just kind of kite through everything, and no one can really like kill you if you play it right, but play bot lane pretty poorly in lane, but that's the idea of it. And then being able to have scaling comp like GP with Anivia is just really gross, and it creates self-appeal within itself, so it's really hard to deal with an Anivia and a Callista in the same game, plus a GP on top. And the Vayne pick was more of a test, because I've seen a lot of pro players been playing it like in their solo queue, and I wanted to see if it could work out in 5s, and it did alright, but not good enough for me to pick it twice.
Alright. I respect that. So how do you guys see yourself stacking up with this? I know you guys just got this new roster. How do you guys feel like you stack up with the rest of the league now with this new Impulse roster?
I feel like we stack pretty well, actually. We kind of revamped a little bit. We had some mental issues in bot lane, like with our old AD carry, who just wasn't feeling like himself. So we moved our support to mid. You know, he really enjoys that, and so we have a really good top laner. You know, Ligma really dominates the solo lane. We have two players that can rotate through jungle. Obviously, you guys saw Diamond Too Easy on Friday. Now you see Jahoopy. Jahoopy's pretty freaking good too. And then Rebel and Pidgey both rotating in bot lane. It's just really nice. Just having like really good flex picks between all of us and being able to play more than one role, I think helps us like have an advantage over other teams.
All right. My throat's starting to hurt. So, Des, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, I saw that you were able to position yourself really well as Vayne in the last game, and you caught out Mug a few times just by pinning him up against the wall. Like, do you have any tips on like, positioning properly to try to help some other AD carries out with being able to get those picks that they need to snowball?
I think like the biggest like tip that is like most AD carries are afraid to kind of like go in as a sense, like they don't like to be like, obviously melee form is not good, but there's ways that you can like position your fight and like go through their front line into their back line and kite backwards. Like from there, like when we were fighting at like the Rift, like I ignored GP Swain and went all the way to Darius and Karma kind of thing. And so there's different things that you can do. I feel like just being more confident like with your playstyle helps a lot. Like if you're confident that you can go in, then your team will follow you kind of thing, and you feel like that, then I think it just works out that way. I feel like you win more through mid and jungle and obviously top lane than you do through bot because of the current meta, but once they get their items, they do pretty well.
Hey,
So.
I'm an AD main. Tell them bring Ardent Sensor meta back, but
I don't know. Caster supports are pretty good,
Yeah.
especially with the AD carries that we're trying out. Caster supports are the ones to go to.
All right, thank you for joining us. Good job in your game today. You guys performed very well. Good 2-0 for you guys. Good luck in future weeks.
All right, sweet. Thank you guys.
All right, you're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. We streamed. Those are the only 2 games we had for today. So we're ending the stream. Please like, subscribe, follow. Yeah, Nick, I'm getting there, dog. All right, so like, follow, subscribe, donate. Whatever you guys have to do to keep the stream running. We all appreciate the support that we get, and to follow every little thing helps for. Help this make this better, makes production, helps casters, helps the league in general. So thank you guys for showing up and supporting us.
Right, and Games XP does need more casters, and I believe 1 or 2 more streamers. So if you have some free time in the afternoons to maybe help us out with that, you don't have to be on a team or anything. You just send an application into Nick in the Games XP Championship Discord.
Yeah,
And that would help us out a lot because we are running a little bit short on casters, and Nick is the only one currently that's streaming, I believe. So he's having a tough time right now. So if you could help us out with that, that'd be rad.
Yeah, if you're interested, go to your Discord and go at Nick in NCS-CP and just message him, and he'll handle everything with you. So thanks for everyone that watched today. Hope to see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.